I don't want to do an introduction. Welcome back to this stream. I'm playing this demo game today because an artist I like made all the backgrounds for this game. Or maybe not all of them, but I'm guessing most of them. They all look similar in style. Anyway, totally not the kind of game I usually play. Well, I like visual novel games, which is what this is. So that means it's just a lot of text. But, yeah, I usually don't play visual novel games where the main character is a male and it's like you're trying to date everybody. So, yeah, good times all around. Anyway, so far in the story, we've decided that the main character is just a psychopath and most of the people around him, if not everybody, is imagined. Because in the beginning of the game, he talks about how everything is imagined and I make up worlds all the time and I try to fill the worlds and the worlds and oh, my life is so sad and cherry blossoms are sad and everything's sad, but I'm awesome. So we recently just hit a guy in the face, which is great. I like hitting people, it's always a good thing to do. So that was the only choice we've gotten so far, and I'm about 30 minutes in to the demo. I'm reading everything out loud, so it does take a lot longer to get through than you would if you're just playing on your own reading. Anyway, let's get right to it! I'm saying that there was no need to get into a fight. Okay, that's kind of the voice she has. I get it now. If you hadn't noticed, I was kind of protecting you. They would have left me alone either way. You said it backwards. Yomara looked at me, her eyes flashing with lightning and thunder. Well, the thunder doesn't flash. After a few seconds of silence, 1, 2, 3, she once again regained her air of indifference. They always leave me alone in the end. In any case, you could at least say thanks. It's common decency. It's common courtesy. I was becoming more angry than I was a minute ago. Really? Are you serious? This guy's just got a temper. I think maybe we picked the option where he's really hot-headed. It's great. Hot-headed, conceited, and, I guess, well, yeah, conceited, self-centered, same thing. And thinks everything's imaginary, and depressed and lonely. Oh, yeah, typical teenager. And that's not only here, it's anywhere, in the whole world. Forget what we were talking about. Yomara merely raised her chin, snorted, and quickly made her way toward the school gates. So, yeah, we've got real great reward out of that. I can't believe this. I told you not to get involved, Mitsu said quietly, or quietly said. However, you want to, whatever order you want those words to be in. Same thing, I guess. But you acted like a real hero. She's got a higher pitched voice. A hero, yeah, right. Where have you ever seen a hero like this? At least in the movies they get thanked for the rescue. But you didn't do it for gratitude, right? Mitsu continued to smile, and I got embarrassed. Because when she's smiling at me, we'll see what kind of gratitude I'll get from the teachers. She won't get anything. Anyway, let's go. So I guess he is going to school today. Yay! Another normal school day in Japan. But I don't remember what school was like in Russia, even though I was there for an entire 6 months. My whole life is like a blur, and I don't remember very much of it. For some reason, I was obsessed with Russia, and I also believed that all schools were the same all over the world, just like people are all the same all over around the world, and there aren't any things like culture and stereotypes and discrimination. That's just a fairy tale. How else would you knock sense into children's heads without using the same oppressive measures everywhere in every country? It's always the same. Wow. It looks like as if Macaroni and Popori. If Marconi and Popov both invented the radio independently, then why can't we apply the same optimal pedagogical principles, wow, there's a big word, in different places around the world? Okay, so you're going back into introspection mode, where this character starts just going into his own brain and using big words that, like, pedagogical, which just means, like, teaching. Yay! A teacher's shout snapped me out of these thoughts. Either way, I didn't remember what school was like in Russia. What? If the teacher's shout snapped you out of the thoughts, you just went right back into them, dummy. But here, things were fairly strict. After all, I wasn't studying in one of the best schools in the country for nothing. My classmates were all rich and famous. businessmen, politicians, superstars. This is starting to remind me of Oran High School Host Club. Yeah. Sometimes I felt like I didn't belong here, but I had enough money to own my own house with lots of rooms and to have my own fake waifu come wake me up in the morning and feed me delicious foods that I say are like grass and I won't eat them because I'm not a mooing cow. But even among the elites, there were those who were almost normal. It's cute. During recess, when we were all playing on the playground, I was approached by one such individual. One such normie, excuse me. We're gonna call him Kyosuke, but we're gonna call him Normie. This is Normie. Hi, Normie. Norm, for short. I've known him since middle school. He was a fairly simple guy who lacked the pretension of the local golden youth. Hey, Nick, have you heard about this morning? I looked around the classroom and spotted one of the girls who was mocking Yomara. She glared at me, but then quickly went back to her own devices. Well, whatever. What happened? I asked, even though I knew perfectly well what he was talking about. Oh, this morning at the school gates. Kyosuke lowered his tone. Norm. Norm lowered his tone. There was a fight. Some word they chose. What does that mean? As if they couldn't have used a different one. What, other than a fight? I did more than just witness it. I started it. With the help of my entire chat. What are you saying? You mean... He leaned in toward me, his eyes alight, and began jabbering. Jab, 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 jab. You're the guy who punched Kurosaki from Class B in the face? Damn right! I didn't really have time to ask his name. I replied with pride in my voice, and immediately winced. There was nothing to be proud of here. Are you kidding me? We totally punched a guy. That's a super thing to be proud of. Now everyone's gonna gossip about me. Yay! Don't get any ideas. I was just protecting. My eyes scoured the classroom in search of Yomara. Protecting, but she wasn't here. Was I really looking for proof of my heroic actions? For confirmation that I'm not some everyday troublemaker? If we could turn him into a troublemaker, that'd be great. Well, anyway, I was protecting a girl. A girl? Who? Norm's eyes narrowed. I don't know who she is. Does it even matter? It's a perfectly normal reaction, you know. Anyone in my place would have. I looked up at Norm. Any decent person would have done the same. Well, of course they would. Don't forget to introduce me. Don't forget to introduce me to this mysterious girl of yours. I think he was going to add something else, but he was cut off by the bell, and he quickly faded out of existence. In any case, he didn't need to know that it was Yomara. I think she had enough problems of her own, like being super poor, and everybody telling her that she's a prostitute and shoving money in her face. However, maybe even she was at least partly at fault herself. The next class was modern Japanese. I've been living in Japan for over 10 years, and of course, backstory, I'm fluent in Japanese. But I suck at writing. Apparently, I only suck at writing in Japanese because I have an unfinished novel on my desk at home, but yeah. During recess, I got out of the classroom as fast as I could to avoid having to come back to this morning's incident and have everybody gossip about me. Norm was pretty stubborn, but not entirely tactless, so I probably overreacted. Next was English class, where I sat alone at a desk in a room full of absolutely nobody, when everybody had the same number on their chair. Number 1. Welcome to my imagined reality. I'm really good at English, as you can tell from my poetic writing down below. I spent most of the class looking out over the sports grounds, wishing I was a football player. No, there was a football match. American football, or, you know, football, like soccer. Football? Do they call it football? Is football in Japan? I don't know. We need to not call it football in the United States, because it confuses me. Soon my thoughts drifted away from school to about whether or not football should be called football or soccer. Oh, and I'm thinking about the Sakura petals. Autumn will be here soon, which means the trees will start shedding once again. Like snakes, they're gonna shed everywhere. The color palette might change, but will my feelings change as well? Will I always be a stubborn idiot? A few more weeks, maybe a month, and I'll find out. The bell brought me back to the present, and my stomach let out a wild grumble. Norm overheard my crazy stomach. Did you skip breakfast? We could stop by the cafeteria and you can finish your story while we're at it. Oh look, see, I'm a writer. I'm so amazing. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. As if you're interested in anything more than stuffing yourself, I said to my friend like a nasty person I was. But Norm didn't care about my stupid assery. He just says a healthy body means a healthy mind. Unless we're talking about volume and not health, I said, trying to burn my friend again. But I really wanted to eat. I wasn't going to be able to make it to lunch. I'd probably starve and die right here in the classroom. Alright, let's go. Yeah! Everybody goes to the cafeteria. Hey, I got an achievement, I think. I saw it flash over here, maybe. The memory of Mitsu's balanced and nutritious breakfast was still fresh in my mind. I wanted to get something unhealthy, like fries. Just to spite me, everything in this school was first class. And I couldn't count on getting poisoned. I really wanted food poisoning. It's great. If you ever had food poisoning, it's the best. And I couldn't say that the food here was comparable to the best restaurants in the world, since I haven't been to them. But it wasn't too bad, generally speaking. Moreover, there's a broad choice of European dishes. But there wasn't any dishes. Did I say dishes? Tissues. Dishes. Issues. But of course, no borscht. Which, I talked about earlier. Borscht is just a red soup made out of beets. And I've never had it. I had to look up what it was. I'm glad I did, because he keeps talking about it. I mean, maybe the guy's from the Ukraine. I don't know. I can't figure out where he's from. He's not from the United States, that's for sure. Well, I guess it's not for sure, but... We entered the magical cafeteria with Norm unceasingly blabbering about some new magical girl anime. I like Norm. I like Norm more than the main character. Can't say I was a big fan of them, but I do watch them from time to time and pretend like I don't. My level of fanboyism is as far from Norm's as Moscow is from Tokyo. More Russians, Ow! Hey, who the just ran into me? Something struck my side, and I got something spilled on me. Oh my gosh, it's another lady girl! A girl holding a tray appeared out of nowhere, and I was covered in orange juice, and she was looking at the orange juice. Be careful. I was more frustrated than angry. She didn't react in any way, she just continued staring at me. She finally seemed to come to her senses. You're the one who should watch where you're going. What? I put down a dumb smile and took a step back in surprise. The girl frowned and glared at me menacingly. I said, watch where you're going. Don't sleepwalk. Well, you're the one who bumped into me. Why would I bump into you? I couldn't come up with a reply to that. The girl was making no sense. Because she had blonde hair, and everybody knows how that goes. Yay, stereotypes. But she did so with enough confidence to make you start doubting your own senses. And why would I? How should I know? You bumped into me. Alright, I won't do it again. You've convinced me. I snapped back and got ready to leave. Wait, she said quietly. Dang, it's hard for me to tell. It doesn't seem like she would say, oh wait, oh no, don't go. I'm suddenly a different person. You're all, you know, what? I can't. No, I can't. Right. Harem girl number 3. I don't know, which one's your favorite so far? Do you like the girl who is in love with you, who can't move on and find somebody better, like Norm? Norm would be awesome. To go date Norm. He seems awesome. He likes food. He likes anime. He's nice. He's in a rich school, so he's got connections. That's you know what I mean, yeah, go for him. So we got her, we got the girl who just, you rescue her and she's like, go away. So we got dark and broody girl, and now we've got feisty girl? I guess we'll call that. I looked at myself. I was covered in orange juice. What do you suggest, that we shower together? Me? I wouldn't. How would you even think? The surprise and confusion on her face gave way to anger, as if she's the one who was humiliated and insulted, and I was to blame for it all. Forget about it, it's alright. Wait. Her tone was changing as often as a traffic light. Okay, so she's got, like, bipolar disorder. Here, take this. She handed me a handkerchief. And then she ran away. I decided not to argue, I just accepted it and was about to thank her, and she snorted, turned on her heels, and walked to the far end of the hall to meet her friends. She was weird. Nick, Norm began as I sat at our table. He inflated his nostrils and was gasping for air like a fish out of water. Don't you like my sound effects? Aren't they great? Potato vodka is Polish. Rye or wheat in Russian. Alright. Don't you know who that was? That was that famous and beautiful girl.
No, why? I'm ignorant of everything and everybody around me.
That's Ellie-sama. Most possible respect and reverence. Okay. He sat and stared at me expectantly, as if waiting for me to go, "Oh, Ellie-sama! That Ellie-sama?"
Sama who?
I asked calmly. How could you not know who she is? And you claim to be a student at this school, even though you never ever show up.
I don't claim that, it's just listed on the student roll.
If only you paid closer attention to the things happening around you.
Well, don't keep it to yourself, go on.
He obviously couldn't contain himself. Norm made himself comfortable, began in a serious tone. Ellie-sama, she's like the school queen. She's got perfect grades, great at sports, she has medals in the national sports events, even international ones. Don't mind her bipolar disorder, it's just, you know, a trade-off, a character flaw. Everybody gotta have a character flaw. Anyway, other than that, she's perfect. People consider it an honor to meet her. Never mind that she's just walking around school, because she has to physically exist in some space at some time.
You mean, get drenched by her?
Norm paid no attention to me and continued, I would give away my whole manga collection just to get to talk with her. Oh, come on, Norm. Norm! Why you gotta be like that? Oh man, Norm, you need to learn. We're gonna teach Norm some things about being alive, like, why? Why would you pine after this stupid girl? Don't do that. Yeah, see, Nikolai, I agree with you.
Why would you give away your whole collection of anime to talk to some girl?
Well, maybe half. Alright, see, look, you're being more sensible. I narrowed my eyes. Okay, a third, he said, propping his glasses up with his fingers.
Alright, I understand. I guess I just have to wait for the police to take me away to my certain execution by scornful glares. Actually, hold on, I didn't do anything wrong here.
You still don't understand, Norm sighed. Although maybe they will take you away. She's the granddaughter of the chairman of the school's board of trustees, after all.
So what? I should apologize to her? She's the one who bumped into me and spilled juice all over me. Criminal offense, if you ask me.
He sighed again and buried himself in his plate. He dug a hole, climbed into the plate, and disappeared. Alright. Whoops. Please, the writing. It's so painful. No, it's so typical. Like, this is just it's like the epitome of high school drama. Anyway. So, I guess I turn around and I look at the direction of this amazing, beautiful, treacherous woman. I mean girl. She's like 18 or something. Judging by the happy voices and laughter, Ellie-sama had already forgotten about the incident with the lowly serf. Oh, there we go. Lowly serf. There's my kind of language right there. Anyway, I stop eating and go back to the classroom. With, you know, dried juice. With visible yellow stains on my white shirt. I didn't care about my outwards appearance, but the school had rules, and such devil-may-care attitude was frowned upon, and I was already being, you know, cast as some kind of crazed maniac bully who punches people for no reason, so I better change my clothes. Do I get to choose whether or not I want to change my clothes? No, I think I'll just leave the juice-stained shirt on, thanks. Norm's the best. Norm's the best so far. Yeah. Other than his, you know, typical obsession with the famous girl or whatever, so we'll teach him to not be that way if we get the chance. So, then I just went to another class, and then there was a lunch break, and I had a proper meal. I couldn't remember if I was supposed to meet up with my wife. I actually really don't remember. And I ate a lunch. I already just ate lunch, so I just kind of walked around. Oh. Okay. Alright, I'll type the chance. I'll type the option over here because they're not chatting. Okay, we have the option. Option, go for a walk or have lunch with wife. Which do you want to do? Alright. Kind of feel like we should go for a walk because if we go to lunch with waifu, then we're losing the opportunity to run into one of the other girls. If we go for a walk, we're probably going to see Yomara, and we could try to coax her into our harem. And I'm sure Himitsu will be overjoyed about that. The stream is instead of throwing like lunch because food. Alright. Okay, lunch. New wallpaper. Yeah, it's not actually a new wallpaper. I had this wallpaper when I was in high school, and I went and I saw if I could find it again on the internet, and I did. Ha! Yay. Hell, hey. Alright, yeah, I see Cam's kind of thinking the same way, like, we gotta find more harem women. Alright, let's go for a walk. I really feel bad for waifu, though. She just tries so hard. Let's walk. I'm sorry, waifu. This is for the best, really, though. You really need to get over me. Like, I'm a piece of shit, so you need to find someone else. Yeah. I think that top classy famous girl, she should have to be with me because then she'll learn some humility, dang it. Yeah. Alright, I can't sit in this classroom. I don't want to spend here. I don't want to listen to Norm and his stupid babble about manga and comics because I don't like manga or comics and I don't like anime games and I've never played an anime game, never in my entire life. Oh look, it just even says it right there, anime gossip. Oh, but I wanted to spend lunch with Norm. If hadn't that been my option, I would have stayed there. I need to teach Norm how to be a man. One of our love interests into the fire. Oh, sorry, I went this way. Oh, every day has new stories, but it just is without meaning, and Norm's a good guy. Why are we talking about Norm? I thought we were supposed to be he cares so little about his wife that he's just obsessed with Norm instead. Oh my gosh. We really should have stayed. Can I go back and change my mind? Like, I don't want to hear him bashing Norm, his only friend that actually cares about him and doesn't want to date him. You need a good friend. Come on. Man, this main character's just terrible. Maybe I'm gonna find a normal person. Yeah, we're on the search for a normal, well, other than Norm. So Norm is great and everything, but I don't think he can help me about my ongoing existential crisis, because he only knows how to talk about anime and manga. And I'm gonna ignore my wife, because even though I told Norm that I would, I guess I'm just gonna go back on everything that I said. I'm a terrible person. And I punched a guy. Terrible. Oh, every place is swarming with students. As you can see, look at all the students. Oh my gosh. Is there a window on the far end? I can't quite make it out. There's so many bodies and they're all sweaty and all in the same uniform. It's like, Sameville. Oh wow. Guess what? You know, if you've ever watched an anime, you want to know the #1 unpopular spot in the school? It's the roof. Nobody ever thinks about going to the roof to handle their problems. It's not like, you know, whenever you want to have a romantic scene or blah blah blah, you just go up to the roof, so there's not going to be anybody up there. Alright, $5 says Iwamura's up there. I wonder why nobody goes to the roof. Because if everybody went to the roof, we wouldn't have a convenient place to put people for random backstories. Oh yeah, all the back chatter is the game. That's ambient noise. Anyway, I swung by the snack bar and I grabbed a bottle of milk, because what's more manly than a bottle of milk? And there's puddles. It must have just rained. There's puddles despite the fact that it's insanely hot outside. And it didn't rain last night, because I would have known, because I was up at 3 a.m. last night, answering calls from my wife, who was stalking me. Maybe she's gonna end up being like a creepy murderer. Is this that one game where you try to kill everybody who's trying to date the guy you want to be with? Is it like that game? Yeah. Whew. Gotta get out of here. Anyway, the door hinges go, and then the wind is like in my face. And I take a step back. Whoa! Because I'm so weak, the wind just kind of buffets me back. Whoa! I got to take a steady step. Anyway, that's how I found myself on the roof. Hope you like the story. The bright sun's blinding, and there was nobody here. Or maybe there was. There was a girl sitting on a bench eating a lunch. Oh my gosh, it was Yomara. What a surprise. I would have never guessed that. I would have never guessed that. Not in a million years. Yeah, I was really, really thought, you know. I really had no idea who was going to be up here at all. It's not like I'm... Anyway. So Yomara is just looking wistful and dark and broody off into the distance. And I didn't dare go near her because she didn't say thanks to me, so I wasn't even going to bother with that. And the roof is cramped, and the roof is... Like, look at all this space. It's just not enough space for two people. So, now I look really stupid, because I came up here and there's somebody here, and I wanted to be alone. And if I walk away now, I'm gonna look like a freaking coward. So, I'm no coward. Come on, I punched a guy. So I just strutted right over, and I stood next to her while she was sitting on the chair, and I towered over her with my vast 5'7" stature. Ah! Yomara reluctantly graced me with her attention. Turned out she'd been aware of me for a long time. You know, since I've been standing there having this internal conflict for a few minutes. Which meant that I made the right choice. I recalled her behavior this morning, after the confrontation with the bullies. Did she expect me to feel uneasy after I rescued her? Even guilty? Is anyone sitting here? Yomara shrugged and shifted towards the edge of the bench. I sat down, removed the wrapping from my uncomplicated lunch made by my wife, and glanced at her bento. It seemed just as good as Himitsu's. I mean, my wife's. Excuse me. Is it my wife's? Yeah. Well, if Yomara really was poor, it would make sense that she'd know how to cook. You know, I still didn't feel all that at ease around her, which really annoyed me. What? If I were to let it all out, wouldn't I get the same reaction as I did before? I just wanted to ask, why were those jerks bothering you this morning? Why do you care? I mean, I was directly involved in that incident. By police standards, I'd have been branded as an involved party. They do it all the time. Just like that, for no reason? You wouldn't understand. Maybe she was right. I mean, I've never been bullied because I'm such a macho man! Macho man! Of course, I can't know everything, but I think that my voice is starting to get raw from doing that. But I think that things always happen for a reason. Everyone has their reasons. Yomara, dyslexia girl, replied cryptically. But there are laws. I don't know. This isn't right. Laws? She looked up from her bento, turned toward me, and gave me a fierce look. Laws aren't written for people like them. ... Or for people like you. I feel like I should remind you that I was the one who saved you would have sounded out of place. That I was the one who helped you. She didn't reply and went back to her food. You could at least thank me. I'm gonna have to take the scratch out of that voice because I can't do it anymore. Elbow dropping from heaven. What is an uncomplicated lunch? I don't know. Thanks, Yomara said quietly. Now we're getting somewhere. She slammed her lunchbox closed and suddenly stood up from the bench. Thanks again. Enjoy your meal. She snapped back without so much as looking at me and left. This is the kind of person that you have to talk to a lot to get them to, you know, one of those cold-shouldered people. Right, see you later, I muttered to myself, quickly finished my lunch, and left for class. Yay, more classes. Hi, Norm. Norm was already in the classroom. He was waiting me, and he had a big impish grin on his face. So, how was lunch with Himitsu-chan? How was lunch with you or what? And then I just lie? I just straight up lie. I'm like, yeah, it was alright. What's with the sly question? What was she gonna propose to me? We're already married. Yeah, so it was some other Himitsu that came here looking for you literally 5 minutes ago?
Didn't you know she was a twin sister? Shinjitsu.
Yeah, okay. Right, sure.
I swear, Himitsu is the kind one and Shinjitsu is the evil one. Or the other way around. By the way, you got really lucky. Her superpower is sucking out the soul of fat and excessively curious otakus. Otakus, yeah, otaku.
Otaku. Whatever, man. I don't even know why I'm friends with you. You're just mean and nasty to me all the time. I'm leaving. And he went back to his seat. School day was coming to an end, finally. Oh my gosh. Tired students are counting the minutes. We still had one more class. Himitsu stopped by, reminded me that we agreed to visit the new shop together after school. I didn't even understand what she was talking about. The teacher tried to restore order to our class, but none of the students really cared. Many of them honestly thought that education and knowledge is important, but at least half of the blockheads were occupying seats here solely for the sake of a prestigious diploma. When the next 10 years of your life are already decided, you don't need to worry about little things like grades or qualifications. Settle down, the teacher repeated. Unfortunately, he couldn't yell at them. If you don't quiet down, then you won't know that we have a new girl in class today. Oh boy. Instantly, there was silence. Everybody was interested in new girls. A new student? In the middle of the year? I wonder if she's cute. I really didn't care. I was used to the constant babble. The arrival of a new student didn't concern me in the slightest, since I wasn't really familiar with any of the old ones in the first place. Come in. Oops, wrong voice. The classroom immediately became a hubbub. But I was too lazy to even lift my head. I think I'm gonna take a nap. Something hit my back. Hey! I turned around and looked at Norm. He was sitting with his mouth agape. Who could possibly evoke such a reaction from these self-important children? Oh no! Oh no! This is cherry blossom. I'm having PTSD now about the cherry blossoms. I turned toward the blackboard, and sakura petals blew into the classroom. But how was this happening? Oh, everything's starting pink. Oh my gosh. Literally, as in physical reality, a few meters away from me, was the girl of my dreams. A visitor from the past. Woo! Please introduce yourself. My name is Katherine Winters, although some of you already know me. She quickly swept the room with her alert gaze, not focusing on anyone in particular. I look forward to studying together. Should give her an evil voice, I think. You're still here to suffer. You're all here just to suffer. We're collecting waifus. Anyway, I guess this guy's like the evil waifu. She deliberately distorted the standard Japanese greeting. Katherine Winters. How official. For me, it had always been Katja. Oh, is she from Russia? Of course, you know. She'd been the one watching the falling sakura petals with me. The one I'd said that I loved, but I really didn't. Because she moved away. She just moved away without saying anything. She left me all alone, broke my heart, and trampled on my dreams and turned me into this shoddy piece of mud that I am today. It's her fault. The evil Katherine Winters. There she is, and the blossoms floating around her. I'm so mad at her, and I might even hate her. But I can't, because I love her. Oh, this is all just trivial and cliched. It's like I fell into some second-rate comic book. Forget this nonsense. We just need to add some glittering sparkles around her face and some curly clouds in the background. I'll wait for it. It's gonna happen. I'm used to waiting. Here it comes. Anyway, the petals all fell to the floor and just made a mess for someone to clean up later. So, rub my eyes, pinch myself. No, this is really happening. Hey, Nick, why is she back? Do you know something? Why didn't you say anything? Norm annoyingly muttered behind my back. My world shrank into a dark tunnel. On one end was me in the darkness, on the other end, Katja in the light. Except that I wasn't expecting to find heaven's gates there. I was expecting to find hell. Meanwhile, the teacher showed Katherine her seat. She walked past me and didn't even look. I don't know what to do. I couldn't exactly jump out and shout, "What are you doing here? Why did you leave me? I loved you!" The class was reeling from the shock of the cherry petals flying everywhere. So, Katherine really did know a lot of the classmates. She used to go to this school. The remainder was probably just surprised to see a foreigner. I mean, there really aren't that many of them here. I doubt they see me as a foreigner. That is, if they're even aware I exist in this fantasy that I've invented, where everybody's just a figment of my imagination. I'm gonna do whatever I want them to do. Yay! Oh, here we're gonna have some story. Okay. We're ready for a great summary? Here, I'm gonna give you the summary. I met Katja a long time ago. We ended up dating, but I don't really know how it was hard to believe. Whoops. I guess they're gonna do that to me. Whoop. Da-da-da. Oh, okay. It's not showing up in the backlog. Anyway, so, all of a sudden she said, "I don't want to be with you." Something about her mom having to move away. I guess I believe that. I could have forgot, but it hurt a little bit. It's not some work colleague you par with. What? Par with. That's the first mistake I've seen. Everything else has been good. Like, that's the first. For some reason, I guess I was expecting a lot more mistakes. Maybe because of the genre. It's not like I was dating her. I mean, I cared about her, and she just left. There was no party. She didn't say sorry or goodbye. She just shows up in class, doesn't even look at me. Like, what's going on? She couldn't find another school to go to. She must have looked at the attendance records and seen my name. It's not like you just go to a school and don't look. She just came back to the same school. Why'd she do that? But somewhere, deep inside me, I was starting to have some hope. Maybe she came back for me. Maybe that's why she's here. But why am I being optimistic? Because I'm so dark and broody all the time. Anyway, the clock was moving agonizingly slow. I need to talk to her. Oh, there goes the bell. I must have upped my courage, and she slipped right past me, right out of my grasp. I lifted my hand, and she slipped past my open fingers and went to the exit. Was I too slow? Did I lack confidence? I guess it doesn't matter now. I'll never see her again. She's never gonna come back. Hey, Nick, did you fall asleep or something? I heard Norm's words enter from afar, as though from another world. What should I say to her? Hello, it's been a while. How are you? Why didn't she talk to me? What, was she afraid? Shy? That's dumb. That's not like Katja. Which means she just doesn't want to talk to me. I knew her better than I'd want to. Norm was shaking me frantically and muttering something, but I was so tied up in my mind games that I didn't even notice. Nico-kun! A new voice appeared. Nico-kun! My wife. I raised my eyes and stared through her, into the blackboard. Hello, this is Earth to Nico-kun, over. I snapped back to reality. Again? Yeah, what is it? What, you forgot again? She made hamster cheeks. I figured you'd forget, which is why I decided to come fetch you. What does she want from me? Fetch me? For what? Oh, right, we had some kind of thing. I think we were supposed to eat lunch together. It doesn't matter now. Katja's back. I only love Katja. I must have her. I mean, excuse me, now her name's Katherine. She's moving farther away. You are both obstructing my one true love. Rob, go away. Wow. Here's a line for you. The distance between us at this moment may be greater than the width of the entire Pacific Ocean. Get out of my way. Now that I think about it, I don't even know what I was going to say to her. I wanted to make peace. I wanted to let go and move on. Just to have this happen, I can't move on now. I have to make a choice. Do I want to go after her? I think I'm just going to stay here. How much longer was I going? I decided to stay here and suffer. I didn't want to abandon Norm again, because last time I walked away from Norm, I made a big deal out of it. I don't want to leave him behind again. Yeah, so I'm not going after Katja, the woman in my dreams. The reason we cut away rotting flesh is to prevent disease from spreading across the rest of the body, and I was just gonna remove Katja from my life and let the blackness taint the rest of my corrupted, bully, mean heart.
Or I just abandon my friends and punch people in the faces. Since we're in the same class now, I'll probably see her again, I realized. After my initial, moment of panic where I thought she was farther away from me than the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, I remember everything. I replied with confidence, stood up, took my wife by the hand, and made way for the exit. Wait, what about... I turned and gave Norm a glare so furious that he shut up immediately. Anger, resentment, and sadness were stirring within me. As we walked through the hallways, I paid no attention to the people around me. All those people blocking my view of the window in that background. I only stopped to get my shoes out of the locker. I looked across the school yard. What if she was still there? Nico-kun, Mitsu said sheepishly. Yes. I snarled while turning around and noticed I was still holding her hand. Sorry. I let her go. Did something happen? And don't say no. I can see there's something wrong. Norm-san looked agitated. Norm? I grinned. The only thing that can agitate him are anime heroines with unrealistic proportions. But my wife continued staring at me with her big green eyes. I mean, he was talking about some anime series. The one with the magical girls. It airs at 6 o'clock. You've probably seen it. Was I lying to her? Why was I lying right now? Because you already lied to her earlier. You said something about... I can't remember. I don't even remember why I've been lying. I couldn't hide Katherine from her forever. Maybe for today. But come tomorrow, she would see Katherine, and Katherine would talk about me, because she definitely bothered to speak to me in the first place. Whoa, Katherine could come visit my wife's place on her own. They did know each other. Oh, okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just go to the store. You said it was at the station, right? Luckily, it wasn't in my wife's nature to continue the interrogation. She usually just gave up and did whatever I told her to, and I just, didn't treat her that well because of it. So today in class, the teacher asked Ray-kun, when did man first land on the moon? And he replied in 2079. Can you believe that? And then, in phys ed, my wife carried on like nothing had happened. Maybe as far as she was concerned, nothing had happened. She looked pretty average on the outside. Maybe it was attracting schoolgirls with affordable prices. Mitsu wasn't from the wealthiest family, but her father worked in the government, so they weren't exactly poor. We entered the store. I just stared at her dispassionately, lounging on the black sofa thing. Now he doesn't look like Lawrence. Now he looks like a kid. My wife just kept trying on clothes. It's so annoying. What do you think? It's alright. What about this? I think the color will be in fashion this winter. It's alright. What about this dress? I just want to make you happy. Why don't you care? Notes of discontent began showing in her voice. I'm gonna turn this into a drama now. I'm gonna add anime high school. Yeah, I see. Hi, Alex. Ask her about socks. Yeah, I feel like now turning this into a depressing drama where the wife just wants to be loved and the guy just doesn't care, which is pretty much what's going on anyway. So, but I can add lots of colorful dialogue to make it even more sad, potent than it currently is. I think the previous one was better. I wonder if I was playing this by myself if I would think the character was as self-centered as he seems to be. Just reading it aloud just makes it seem really self-centered. As if I even knew which one the previous one was. See, he's not even paying attention. He's just obsessed with Katja. I must have your love. And but then he says, in my opinion, my wife looks good at anything. So what was this all about? Does she already have enough stuff? I mean, really, what was this? What's this for? Come on, he doesn't get it? I guess, is anybody here really that dense? Like, if a girl takes you to a store and is putting on clothing and asking you if you like it, have you considered the possibility that maybe she cares about your opinion and wants to make you happy? No? Anyway, I've known my wife forever, and I don't ever recalling having a close relationship with anybody, because I'm so dark and broody. My wife isn't a child. She's a girl in the prime of her life.
She needs to get a boyfriend. Wait, am I feeling jealous? No, I'm not feeling jealous. I mean, if she found someone, I'd be the first one to find out. I think this girl and Norm should get together. Yeah. These are two good people. I think the most important thing is that you like it. But I like a lot of them. This one and this one, but not that one. She was shifting the clothes back and forth. Did she really deserve such treatment? Katherine is back, I said, as if in passing. What? It seems she genuinely didn't understand me. She arrived in her class right before the last lesson. Apparently we'll be studying together from now on. Really? She suddenly became gloomy and dropped the dress onto the dirty, dirty floor. I see you're not too happy about that. I'm happy. I just thought that she left forever. I thought so too. What is she planning to do now? What do you mean? I mean... She hurriedly began putting all the clothes back on the spots. She's been gone for so long and you're already seniors. I wasn't too interested in her life plans, to be honest. I mean, we hadn't even spoken yet. What about you? Are you glad, Nico-kun? She asked smoothly. It's not that simple for me. You know, she broke my heart, left me destitute, and now I'm a messed up individual, and my life has no purpose, and I'm always searching for meaning. But now that she's back, you know very well what happened a year and a half ago, how she dumped me. Yeah, but it's all water under the bridge. We'll see what happens. She probably has her reasons for coming back. I mean, at least I'm not lying to my wife now. I'm not being completely open, but, I mean, there's no point in me talking about how much I miss my one true love and how beautiful she is and how the sakura blossoms follow her everywhere. This is my private affair. It got nothing to do with my wife. Aren't you gonna buy something? She stopped to think for a moment. No, everything here is expensive, and I don't have much left from this month's allowance. But it's only the 7th, I exclaimed. Well, let me buy you a present then. What about that white and yellow dress that looked so good on you? It doesn't look good on me at all, she objected, unexpectedly. I look fat in it. You fat? I laughed. And everybody looked at me. See, this is why I didn't want to go, I whispered. She didn't reply, but merely smiled. We walked home in silence. I was getting uneasy. That'd be a great time for those stories. And about how the people couldn't do the things. But she wasn't talking, probably because... Yeah, suddenly she might have to move on with her life and realize that she should, you know, have a healthy relationship where the person acknowledges that it's real, the other person. That'd be good for everybody, yeah. Anyway, don't let Katya get to you. I'm fine. I can clearly see that you're not. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Enough time has passed. The important thing is that you yourself believe that. I do believe it, it's just that it's all a bit unexpected. But you know how she is. She comes without being invited and leaves without saying goodbye. Always only thinking about herself. We were made for each other. I couldn't help but smile. Mitsu noticed and got even sadder. Thankfully, we just arrived home. Anyway, I'm off. See you tomorrow? See you. And she faded. And she was gone. Maybe she was going to be able to move on with her life. I wanted to add something else, but I just watched her walk away. And I spent the rest of the day thinking about Katherine and pretending like I wanted to stop thinking about her. And I felt like I was going insane. The phone kept ringing. I didn't pick up because I knew it was Norm. There aren't many others who'd be calling me. If it really was that raging otaku, well, at least he wasn't banging on the door. I just unplugged the phone. TV and video games didn't distract me, and I got bored of them. I tried doing some work, something I don't do very often. I played some bass guitar, you know, I made some dinner. I would have preferred eating something that my wife made, but it seems she was busy today. It wasn't that she absolutely had to make me both breakfast and supper every day. I simply got used to it. Now that I think about it, habits became an integral part of my life. You could even say they've assumed a leading role. And Catherine's sudden appearance threatened to ruin everything, to ruin my peaceful life where I just pretended like I had everything and didn't have to give anything to get it. It's like I became senile, flabby, The past 1.5 years, it's the point that all I cared about was the status quo. I mean, why would I want something to disturb my life when it couldn't possibly lead anywhere good? And then the doorbell rang. Probably my wife, but at this hour? Slowly made my way to the door. However, a thought crossed my mind on the way. Why would my wife be ringing the bell in the first place? So it had to be Norm. This is definitely too late for him. So it's probably Katja. She's probably come here to make some adamant love confession to me. That fatso's... Oh, he's such an ass to his friends. Gosh. The fatso's daily routine consisted solely of sleeping anime. He's healthy. You're a skinny little witch. Main character. Nikolai. Yeah. You shut up. Yeah, gotta love how the people fade in and out of existence. Well, imagine if they didn't, and instead of walking, they just kind of bounced off screen, because that's what you'd have to do. They're not built to be fully animated. Just puppet pinned. Anyway, so I just don't remember why I was making a big fuss about all this, so I go out and answer the door. And there was nobody there, because this is all just in my head. It's all just a dream. I looked around, but it was empty. Stupid pranksters. But someone had been here. And then I noticed a note on the door. Nikolai-san, be careful. You're in great danger. You're being hunted by very powerful people linked to your father. This is not a joke. Uh-huh. When I entered my house, I would surely find a busty magical girl in the living room ready to carry out my every command. Norm! I shouted. This isn't funny anymore. Why would he involve my father? My parents. That accident at the plant a year ago. They fled the Soviet Union when I was 7. In Japan, they worked as simple engineers in Kobayashi Corporation. After their death, I had the chance to return to the USSR, but since, at that point I had spent most of my life in Japan, I decided to stay. My father's friends helped with the legal formalities. His bank account prevented me from starving. Norm! I called with less confidence, but the only answer I got back was a rant from the neighbor about how it's nighttime and they're causing a ruckus. But if it wasn't Norm, then who? If it was a joke, then the creators have failed to achieve their goal, being funny. What if this was all much more straightforward? Then this was the real deal. I fiddled with the note. It was a normal, carefully torn notebook sheet. It was written in Japanese with good handwriting, although the spelling left something to be desired. Why would they even write by hand? Wouldn't it have been easier to print it out? Or to try to take newspaper clippings like in the cheesy detective shows? In any case, I ruled out Norm. It couldn't have been him. I would have recognized his handwriting. You're in great danger, linked to your father. What if this was the brats? Having loaded parents doesn't guarantee you're going to master Japanese language. Maybe Ellie-sama's servants decided to get revenge for this morning incident. No, that was just silly. Who could possibly care about a simple Japanese student like me anyway? And why now? Maybe it was about Katherine. Maybe she's like trying to warn me. She loves me. She had to leave because they were going to try to kill her. And then she had to leave and she didn't say anything to me because if she didn't leave right away, they were going to kill her. And now she's come back to warn me. And I don't remember how good her Japanese is. And I don't remember handwriting. She had to be Japanese last time. She didn't know as much about Japan as I did. She's been a normal student. She had big straight A's, and after about half a year without practice, I could say she was the prime suspect. The question of why didn't even enter my mind. I've stopped questioning her motives a long time ago. Anyway, I'm gonna have to get some answers at school tomorrow. For now, sleep. It's been a while, and I've had such a tiring day. Whoops. Time to get some sleep and listen to the loud, annoying fan. But I couldn't sleep. I kept tossing and turning. And eventually I got really angry because I couldn't fall asleep. Meanwhile, the hands of the clock slipped past midnight, and then there was a ring at the door. I flinched and perked up my little wolf ears. Maybe I've imagined it. Seriously? Again? I lapped up and scanned the room for something to use in self-defense. That guitar right there, that looks really great. My bass was out of the question. Never mind. I'm gonna instead use, what? That bag. I think I'll take this umbrella. This umbrella will work. Use the umbrella. I asked in a trembling voice, who is it? Nico-kun. I let out a sigh of relief and opened the door. My wife entered with a knife in her hand. She stabbed me in the chest. Oh, never mind. Do you know what time it is? Sorry, but your phone wasn't working. So, that's one reason to come over here in the middle of the night. I know, but I called several times. I wanted to know if you go to school tomorrow. You're so worried about my attendance, and you shouldn't be waking me up in the middle of the night. It's like she shows up and suddenly, all of his fears go away, and he just treats her like garbage. This guy is garbage. He needs to grow up. He needs some life experiences. Even though he's traveled all around the world, he's got like no modesty. He's got no sense of other people. It's pretty remarkable, actually. Yeah. He must have some kind of terrible I guess his parents aren't around. You know, he's got no family. He must feel, like, isolated and alone all the time. Anyway, let's stop psychoanalyzing this guy. Sorry. I suddenly felt uncomfortable. I mean, this was normal for my wife, and yet I just started... I didn't even talk about my problems, I just lash out at her. She didn't bring Katherine back to Japan. She didn't write that note. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. It's just that today was an awful day. I mean, it was pretty difficult, pretty intense. Yeah, and I was already sleeping, or at least trying to. Then I'll let you be. Good night. Then I went back to my room. If today had been a difficult day, what was tomorrow going to be? Dun dun dun. Is that the end of the demo? No. Now it is 8/09/1987, and because some countries put the month first and some countries put the day first, I don't know if it's August or if it's the 9th, September. Yay! Everything in the bells, and they're so annoying, and then the birds, and I can't take it, get out of my eyes, and then it was her again. Wait, this has already happened. Why is she waking me up again? And I just, what's happening? What's the date today? I don't know. Wait, who am I? Oh my gosh, are you real? Is everything imagined? Is this a horror imagined reality? Maybe this is just a game. Maybe I'm just playing a game. Yeah, that's it. I'm not even real. I'm just, like, I see you, but you're not real. You're just pixels, and you're animated with the puppet pen tool, and the character art's nice, and look at this background. Look at this amazing background. It's Tuesday. She replied, frightened by my absolute insanity. What's wrong? Tuesday, yeah? Alright then. Let it be Tuesday. And he said it was Tuesday, and it was. I carefully looked around my room. The open notebook I tried to do my homework in yesterday lay in its proper place, which meant everything was fine. It just seemed like the new day didn't come. What do you mean? Well, like when you wake up and today's still yesterday. Like some science fiction novel, I mean. You read too many of them. She laughed. Everything did seem to be running its normal course, but there was some strange smell. Did you guys smell that? Is that... It's a woman! Gasp! In my house! Gasp! Who I gave my keys to! Gasp! Yes, well, I made breakfast early today. A big pot of borscht stood on the table. My favorite thing ever! Ah! I fanboyed on the inside. Jesus, but why? Didn't you ask for it yesterday? No, I didn't. I simply mentioned it in passing. It was a joke anyway. Well, you know what? She said threateningly. Now you have to eat this joke. Soup for breakfast is, of course, unorthodox. And she outdid herself. I wondered if yesterday I mentioned foie gras with Chateau Marmont in 1978, would all this have been waiting for me on the table as well? In any case, the borscht turned out to be quite tasty. It hadn't been made according to the traditional recipe, of course, but, you know, I hadn't never bothered to give my wife that recipe, so couldn't really blame her. Well, Mitsu was sitting across from me, looking at me intently. And why aren't you eating? I'm waiting for you to say something here. Yeah, sorry, it's really tasty. Her eyes grew wide. Really? You said something nice to me? I might be making progress. Maybe you really do like me. She didn't believe me. Yes, really? Why should it be otherwise? She tasted her borscht. It is, and you didn't dare complain about... Don't you dare complain about what I'm cooking again. When did I ever complain? You know, I definitely didn't just complain at the very beginning of the game. You just don't understand my jokes. I understand everything. It seemed like cheerful, meaningless banter, but she did not appear to be her usual self. Every so often, a sad expression would cross her face. Did something happen? No. What about you? What about me? And then yesterday's events flashed before my eyes. And all the borscht, it had distracted me, and I forgot about Katherine. I forgot about that weird note. Everything's alright. Just a bit unexpected. Don't worry, I'm gonna be fine. Good, if you're sure about that. She smiled. Hey, let's go, or we'll be late for school. Da-na-na-na. We only exchanged a couple words along the way, like borscht and hi and Russia. There really wasn't anything to talk about. I didn't want to tell her about the note yet, and I doubt anything noteworthy enough was to tell, you know. I don't think anything happened to her. We could have talked. We could have made talk. But, that wasn't really up my alley. I'm not such a great talker. Usually when I open my mouth, I insult people, so, yeah. We reached the school. No incidents today, I hope. I hemmed and hawed. Alright, see you. Don't sleep in class. She smiled and headed for her classroom. Best character ever. So, now I gotta think of a way to steal Catherine's notebook without being noticed. Because, I really hope she wrote something in it, and I hope she wrote something in it about me, and I hope she wrote it in Japanese. So, I'm walking down a corner thinking about this when someone called out to me. Oh, Anokin-kun, wait one moment. The school principal, what was his name? Yeah. Yes, Kiyama-sensei, did you need something? Let's go to my office. But the class is already starting. It wasn't like these kinds of conversations were anything new to me. It won't take long. Kiyama-sensei, a wiry old man in his 70s, or perhaps even older. My gosh, that man looks great. You shut up. You shut up, Nikolai. One day you're gonna be old, if you're lucky, if those mafia crazy people don't come and kill you because of your Russian father. Tomorrow. And if your wife doesn't kill you when she realizes that you're a terrible person. This is probably what I would do. Anyway, this guy is cloyingly polite and cold. And he dressed and carried himself in a European manner. Let's give him a European accent. Let's give him a stereotypical... This trait of some Japanese people to behave like they're Westerners is just surprising to me. Why would anybody want to emulate America, the greatest country in the entire world? Like, there's sayings like about this in Russian, like, every cricket should know its place. But over here, this is a tradition in its own right. It's an elite school, after all. What is the matter exactly? Anokin-kun, come. Well, of course, he couldn't reprimand me right in front of the corner where everybody could see. Could he? We entered the office, but someone was already inside! Ah, it's a famous lady! It's the bipolar lady. Oh, well, if it isn't Oja-sama. And it really was Ellie-sama standing next to the principal desk. And you're the boar from yesterday. Seemed like she didn't expect to see me here either. I remembered yesterday's event really well. She gave me her handkerchief, and I threw it in the laundry. I probably should have returned it. Oh well. You're likely a frequent guest here, correct? She asked caustically. Well, I certainly didn't intend to prostrate myself at your grace's feet today. That will be all, Kobayashi-kun. Kobayashi. Familiar surname. Ellie bade the principal a polite farewell and walked past me, flashing her eyes angrily as she did. So, Anokin-kun, do you know why you are here? I've got a couple of theories. Principal sighed, gave me a sad look from behind his glasses. Your father is dead. Anokin-kun, I understand that the Japanese culture is alien to you, but people of completely different nationalities study here in this school, and we try to accommodate them all as best we can. We can also expect adequate respect and adherence to the school rules and standards from them. Here we go. I think you should be aware of this, especially given your situation. What about my situation? Don't you make it personal now. No, I meant. He became embarrassed, removed his glasses, and began wiping them with a special cloth. I wanted to say that we make no distinctions between our students. The rules are the same for everyone. I understand. In that case, you should also understand that you cannot skip class just like that for no reason. Put the glasses back on, and gave me an attentive look. And if we talk about your attendance, I understand. But if you understand, then why do you keep skipping classes? I don't. Do you know who our school's patron is? I shrugged. Kobayashi Corporation. These are not empty words to you, are they? Its director is, in fact, the chairman of our school board. The centuries-old traditions, and I stopped listening. Oh no, Kobayashi Corporation, and its famous Kobayashi Ellie. They probably have something to do with the death threat that I got earlier today. Interesting. Would she still be the queen of the school if she were poor, I wonder? Probably not. Like, you know, Yomara. No, probably everybody would call her a prostitute. Anokin-kun, why are you grinning? Did I say something funny? I'm very sorry, Kiyama-sensei. This will not happen again. I bowed to the ground. I got down on my hands and knees, and I crouched into a low bowing subservient position for several minutes, and then I stood up. No need for this. It seemed like the old principal did not expect such repentance from me. I have understood my mistakes, and I promise it will never happen again.
Well, understanding is what's most important, and don't let it happen again. Very well, now go or you'll be late for class.
Thank you very much, I'm off. Whoosh! I took off with my superpowers. Wow, this is a long demo. How many waifus are we at? We only have 4. We have 4 waifus, but the one waifu, she doesn't talk to you at all, and she has cherry blossoms all over her, and they stick to her. They attack her. Rah! Anyway, I gotta get the heck out of there. Whoosh! And I go back to class. And it's Norm! Oh my gosh, it's Norm! Hi, Norm! So why didn't you tell me that your Eli-sama is a Kobayashi? We're still a couple of minutes before the lesson starts. But I did. No, you didn't. You said she's the granddaughter of the chairman of the board of trustees, as if I should know who the chairman even is. That's the thing. You don't never know anything. Anyway, what's the question about in the first place? I got called into the principal's office just now. Because of the truancies? Why else? And then the bell rang. Bang! And we all sat down and went back to our mindless zombie learning. I had forgotten about Katherine and all this commotion. She's sitting next to me, you know, so I couldn't really just turn and stare at her from the side, because that would have been really weird, so I couldn't really take her notebook. But I wasn't really nervous. The night brought my thoughts to order, and I found that if I didn't sleep, I achieved some kind of enlightenment and sudden clarity. Suddenly, everything I needed to do made complete sense. The bell rang. Katherine got up and left. Now's my chance. I slowly approached her desk. I glanced around. I leaned down, opened the notebook pages. No, the handwriting is totally different, but how and why? I did have problems with Japanese hieroglyphs, of course, but this was something else entirely. A note from yesterday was clearly written by a different person. Anokin-kun. I stood at attention. Caught, exposed, defamed. Go to the teacher's room with Yomara-kun and bring the printouts for the next lesson. That was close. I looked at Yomara. Yay! My other waifu who hates me. She stood with an indifferent air on her, staring out the window. I had a single desire. To get out of that classroom as quickly as possible. Hi! Let's go! I can go alone. She didn't even look in my direction. But we were set together. I'll manage alone. In either situation, I would have agreed with her. Listen, I understand really, but I've already been to the principal's today and I have no desire to go back there. As you wish. She shrugged, headed towards the door by disappearing. The corridors were deserted. You know, I did notice this. I noticed the sudden lack of people. Yeah. I mean, now there is a window. There is a window in the background. Yeah, okay. It's like the students are hiding, preparing for something. Wow, I'm super tall. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm like 6'2". But I look tiny sometimes. Yomara walked in silence. And I just stared down at her. And she's still behaving this way after I protected her. I needed to talk. I felt the need. I had to say the words. So you have to walk like this often? I asked, which is the stupidest question I've ever heard. Ha ha! So do you walk often at all? You know? I couldn't think of anything better. She raised her eyes. Gave me a surprised look for the first time ever. I achieved the desired effect. Of course, I am the class representative after all. Oh, yeah, right, sorry. Silence again. We just never really talked. I don't even know your name. Why would you need it? Well, it's natural, isn't it? I'm Nikolai, for one. Mari became noticeably embarrassed. It seemed like she couldn't bring herself to reply. I mean, it's hard to talk when you don't have any money. Addressing one by the first name is a sign of familiarity. Well, of course, yes, so he gave her his first name. But, you know, I don't really care about conventions. I'm just gonna give her my first name. Kagome. And I have the soul of like 10 different people inside of me from this anime. I'm Kagome, and I'm Kikyo, and I'm all these other people, the name of that demon lady. So now there's 3 of them, I don't know. Will this be posted on my channel later? I think the second half I'm going to dump into my junk channel. I've got a junk channel. I'll just post it publicly. So anyway. The music. I'm just gonna enjoy the music for a little bit. La 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 la. This portrait has some good body language, too. Now, what doesn't... If we just saw this picture out of context, it would be great. But it doesn't... This posture and all that is quite different from the attitude of the character in his dialogue. He seems very snotty, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway, but in this one, he seems less selfish. Yeah. Maybe he isn't so selfish. Maybe it just seems that way because his dialogue's written kind of stereotypically. What, really? Ah ha 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 ha! Oh ho ho ho! And everybody looked at us because I had a weird laugh. Oh, what's so funny? She frowned. Nothing, it's just, well, you do understand the name's strange, right? Kagome is a Japanese children's game, and a song from it. Oh, okay. I did not know that, and I watched Inuyasha when I was a kid, and I never knew that. Kagome, or Kagome. They say Kagome in English. Kagome. So he's surprised because her name is a Japanese children's game. It's like if, oh my gosh, well, okay, my name is Monopoly. What? Monopoly? Yeah, what's the problem? Monopoly. Monopoly Prince. Not stranger than yours. Yeah, Nikolai is not a Japanese name. What's wrong with my name exactly? It's a normal name. Nikolai, Nicholas, Nick. You're all the same. Seems she's starting to get angry. We, who? Gaijins? Foreigners. Oh, okay. I've never heard that word before. That's like, oh. What are we always calling white people? Fudge. Gringos. Okay, let's go with gringos. Oh, it always starts with a G. A Gaijins, those gringos. Ugh. Gringos. Stupid gringos. No, the local morons. How rude. Kagome snorted and turned away. Listen, do you have a problem with me? I think it's you who's got problems. Oh, really? And what are they, I wonder? Who's that new foreigner? I opened my mouth in surprise because she is very observant and obviously noticed I was disturbed yesterday. Why would she ask that? Why? It's 2 days now that you've been staring at her. See, she's super observant. That's because she's waifu number 2, and she's been watching him because she secretly likes him, and she noticed that he's been staring at this other girl who he likes, and that's why she noticed, because she's obsessed. Are you watching me? I would have to be blind not to notice. She responded, unfazed. That's none of your business anyway. Of course it isn't. She grinned. But my life is not your business either, so why are you meddling? She had a point, a matter of speaking. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, okay, I'm talking about Katherine, because I'm like, I didn't know Kagome before this. Say you've known her before. Say you've been seeing each other before. Say you don't know her. It's starting to go, he lies, he does lie. I don't know who she is. I just like looking at her. She's pretty. This is kind of phrased a bit strange. I'm gonna say that I knew her before, but I'm not gonna say that I saw her, like, that we were dating. Yes. We knew each other at some point and we attended the same class. I'd say you've got an unhealthy interest towards old acquaintances. She's too perceptive. You should have just said the straight-out truth. It's not every day that we have a new student in our class, and such a striking foreigner at that. I'm a foreigner too, you know. She expressly looked me up and down, snorted, and said, yeah, sure. I knew it. Wrong features for a Japanese, but now I was even being refused the title of an honest gaijin. Are you always like that? I'm starting to lose my temper. We've arrived. Wait here. Hey. She's the only person who can handle this guy. Well, yeah, I guess the famous girl. Call her famous girl. She could probably handle him too. His current wife is just, she's a poor girl. I'm sad for her. how timely. As soon as I opened my mouth, she left. Kagami entered the teacher's room and came out with a big pile of papers. Carry it. What? All of it? It's going to be uncomfortable to carry no matter how you look at it. Maybe we'll split it in half? But you volunteered to go with me yourself. No, I didn't. The teacher sent me, if you recall. Alright, give it here. She tried to take all the papers at once. No, this won't work either. Which of us would end up looking more pitiful in this situation? Pride was propelling me forward, and so was the trip. And so the return trip was much faster as I dragged all the papers. Those heavy papers, I managed to carry them all by myself. Ha ha ha. I dropped I dropped all the tables I'd been carrying onto the papers, and Kagami was already back in her seat, staring at the window, like this, with a hand on her face. She's just staring. I guess no one deserved to be bullied, but damn, I can almost understand those delinquents from yesterday. I mean, I really would. I could definitely understand why they're calling her a prostitute. And, yeah. Saying that she looked poor and that nobody would pay to sleep with her. Yeah, you know, people look out the windows. I always think that about them. Those dirty, gross people. They must not have any money. Don't even look out windows. Anyway, less than a minute before the bell, Katherine still wasn't there. I turned to Michael, new character, whose seat was next to hers. Here's Michael. Did Katherine, the new girl, go somewhere? Don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Why? His English isn't that... I mean, his Japanese isn't that great. Never mind. No reason. I'm sad I took my seat. Could she somehow have noticed that I opened a notebook? She could have noticed. Did someone tell her? When did she leave? I'm telling you, I don't know. Do you mean the new girl? I think she went to see the principal. Classmate overheard our conversation. Oh, thanks. That was Michael. Michael has a deep voice and he doesn't care about anything. I wanted to rush after her so much that the chair was burning underneath me. I don't know why I wanted to rush after her, because I didn't yesterday. So the feet, they carried them by myself. They carried me out the door past the teacher in search of my long-lost love. And I ran around the corridor and I stopped because what was I doing all this? This is just so ridiculous. Anyway, I started creeping towards the principal's office. Because I ran into some teacher now, I'd have to explain myself all over again. But arriving at his office on my own would be no better. And there it was. I pressed my ear to the door, but it was silent. Which meant that Katherine and him were playing the silent game, or that she wasn't there. So, what was I going to do? It was too late to return to class. I wandered through the corridors and didn't even notice the point that I ended up in the old wing. Unless the ambient noise is just... And here we get more backstory. Backstory! Our school opened right after the war and was rebuilt many times with new buildings, and the old ones fell into decay. It was really uneconomical. Now, if they just torn down the old buildings and built new ones in their place, that would have been much better. There wouldn't have been anyone in this wing, but I suddenly heard music. A guitar. That's the sound he makes whenever he hears a guitar. The sound was coming from what, judging by the inscription on... We're starting to get more errors. I feel like they proofread the first part a lot, and now we're kind of getting into where, like, la la la, let's just make this as fast as possible. Inscription on the board was the old music classroom. Da-na-na! I opened the door. And there was Famous Girl. Ha! She plays the guitar. How pathetic, ha ha ha! I didn't expect to see her. She was playing great, and it was good, and I knew some stuff about music because I had a frickin' bass in my room and I wasn't willing to use it as a weapon, so if that says anything. She was glowing with happiness. She wasn't the mannered princess. And, you know, all of a sudden the music transformed her into a normal person. I couldn't let this chance slip by. Now, what do we have here? The guitar went silent, and I was only disrupted by my applause. Applause for the applause. Oh, Jean-sama, I didn't know you play guitar as well. Embarrassment, surprise, annoyance, resentment, all these emotions flit across her face. You. Please pay no attention to me. Continue.
You! What are you doing here?
I've been following the song of a beautiful siren, and I couldn't even imagine it would be you, Ojo-sama. Enough! Ellie blurted out, stood up abruptly, and froze. She didn't really think about what she was going to do next. Come now, don't take this the wrong way. I just didn't think you'd be someone who plays guitar. You know, I don't really associate the instrument with me. Like, you know, the violin, that'd be more your style. I play violin too, she interrupted me. Really? Wow, that's cool. And why aren't you in class? You could probably guess why, but why are you skipping yours? Eyebrows. Eyebrows. I'm not skipping, we've got a break. Alright, Grin. You don't have to make excuses to me of all people. I'm not making excuses, and you should watch your behavior. What were you doing at the principal's office this morning? I came for tea. In any case, it's none of your business. Didn't want to be rude, but that's how it's ended up sounding. It actually is, seeing as I'm the granddaughter, I'm aware. She gave me a surprised look. What's wrong? Is it a secret? No, not a secret, of course. Even so. At this moment, I heard voices behind the door. Hide! Ah! Why? You're on break, and I'm used to it, I said caustically. There's that word again. I did lower my voice. I think maybe they mean that word should have been casually in this situation. It's not saying caustic. It's not being rough and bad. She looked at me with pleading eyes, and I felt a sudden rush of heat come to my cheeks at that expression. Anyway, nah, she had her reasons. Oh, do we want to hide or not hide? Hide or not hide from the people coming to the music room? You won't see me. Are you going somewhere, Joel? You're always here. Hide! If we hide, we get a chance to be with our waifu! Secretly! Alright, it looks like... hide. Let's hide. Go with those instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we made her happy. I guess they're happy when that happens. Hide. Become the spy. Yeah, that's a good thinking, some guy. Some good thinking by some guy. Some good thinking by some guy. Yeah, we're all hiding. Alright. Very well. But I don't see anywhere we can hide. Oh wait, whoops, I read that in her voice. In here. She grabbed my hand and dragged me into the piano. She grabbed my hand and shoved me into the grand piano. A small door that I hadn't noticed. There was a storeroom. You mean just like that? For a moment I froze. There definitely wasn't enough room for two. Ah! Get in already! Yay, we get to cram in together. It's fun. She clearly thought otherwise, pushed me inside, and followed, and closed the door. And the door had convenient slats in it. Great. Great, you know, packed in with like sardines with the bipolar girl. And it stinks in here. It's a supply closet. You know, damp, dust, decay. But her perfume smelled nice, so... well, yeah, kind of drowned that out a little bit. We watched several people walk into the room. I think I heard something. You must have misheard, Kiyama-sensei. The principal's talking to the other teachers. I'm not hearing things. I'm old, of course, but still more than capable. Heavens no, Kiyama-sensei. I didn't mean anything of the sort. And anyway, this ramshackle place is long overdue for being demolished. Third voice joined the conversation. This ramshackle place, as you called it. I could hear the principal sigh from inside the storeroom. I remember coming here as a young teacher, right after the war. Exchanged the rifle for a pointer, you could say. And chalk sticks replaced rounds. Appeared we had quite a sentimental principal. I looked at Ellie. She was like red, like a boiled lobster. She was breathing hard. This wasn't going well. Even if she played the guitar, it still didn't mean she was very experienced with, well, you know, touching guys, I guess. But who was I to judge? I mean, I was already married and have an amazing waifu that I just treat like garbage. So, you know, clearly, I'm just such a popular guy. I've been going out with Katja, and I'd managed to get used to her, but, you know, this is a completely different girl. Ah, she was rubbing against me. Ah, I gulped. She raised her frightened eyes toward me. I made a face that, in my opinion, meant be quiet. She seemed to understand. The principal continued to elucidate. And after all of that, you say, this is our cultural heritage. Should be made into a museum. Certainly, Kiyama-sensei. Now let's go. We have a meeting coming up. Yes, yes, forgive me. It seems I got carried away. Why? He's just wandering around. Oh, boy. And they just come into this room for no reason. It's kind of strange. Ellie burst out of the classroom. And I burped. And then I stepped out behind her. I should have said something. It had been a bit tight there. She looked at me woozily. Tight? Tight? You pervert! You groped me everywhere! I didn't even touch you. Groped me with your eyes then. I could see and feel it. Oh, calm down already, would you? How could I grope you with my eyes? It was your idea to hide there in the first place. Yes, but enough said. A sad expression crossed Allie's face as she lowered her gaze. It's unfitting for a young lady to behave like this, isn't it? She smiled sadly. Well, I'm not the best person to give advice in these matters, but if you were to ask me, I'd say there's nothing wrong with playing the guitar. You like music a lot, right? Yes. This time her smile was genuine. Then I don't see a problem. There was a bell. Alright, I gotta go. See ya! And she ran away giddily. I was alone in an empty music room of the old school's wing. What a strange girl. ... I decided to stay in the music room and listen to the sound of nothing. So, because of the whole musical escapade, I completely forgot why I ended up here in the first place. Was I looking for somebody? Oh yeah, I was looking for Katherine! Ha ha! I didn't want to go back to class either, so... couldn't really run out of the classroom right in front of the teacher, so... I guess I'll just wander around on the streets for a bit. So, free as the wind, I walked down Tokyo's central districts, and wanted to have some rest. The whole day was already gone to pot. The other thing I achieved was finding out that note yesterday hadn't been written from Katherine. So, Katherine didn't write the note. That note. And unpleasant thoughts started creeping into my head. But if it hadn't been her, then who? Was it a joke? What if it wasn't? Just what's been going on for the past day and a half. More things happened in that span of time than the entire past year and a half. For that entire period, I've only been socializing with Himitsu, with my wife. Well, you know, Norm too, maybe, and sometimes Michael. He kind of just introduced him. This time, clearly he doesn't really like me. But now, there was like Kagome, Ellie, and Katherine, and all these women, and what am I gonna do? Am I gonna become a magical girl? Like, you know, and then I ended up in a familiar bar, and I just started to have some drinks, maybe clear my head with the drinks. Alcohol's great for clearing the head, by the way. Really weren't many people in the bar, which made sense. Everybody was at work or school. So, you know, here's me, 19 years old. I'm gonna have some drinks. Even though everybody knew me at the bar, I had a fake passport prepared, you know, acquired a while ago with the help of a classmate who worked for the government. A lot of my students had, you know, passes into the adult life like that one. Pretty easy to get a hold of. Proving if it's real or not wasn't really easy. The document's still a document, especially when someone's shoving it in your face. Not to mention the owner of this place was a Russian as well, and I really like Russia. So while chuckling, he'd tell stories of his past as a pirate, how his ship sank. It was a lie, of course. You know, he was most likely an immigrant. I sat down at the counter and ordered a mug of beer, and the attractive bartender appears with his untucked, his untucked shirt. But I guess that's part of the, no. This wouldn't, you wouldn't see the tail. Okay, anyway, hello, attractive white bartender. Everybody's white. Oh, Kolya, hello, you're early today. Yes, it just kind of ended up this way. Will you be fine at school? You know they're harsh about it there. I need my husband to come do a Russian accent. Russian accent! Oh, he's busy. I snickered nervously. I think he might have looked at me. No, maybe not. I was imagining things. My husband never looks at me. Yeah, the demo is free. There should be a link for it in the description. Oh, yeah, okay. You were talking with someone in the chat, Joel. Okay. Bartenders. Oh, it's a washcloth. Okay, thank you, Cam. It just looks like, you know how sometimes in animes and stuff they have one side of their shirt untucked for some reason. Because, you know, asymmetry. Ooh, big deal. Oh, I see. None of my business. Being a good psychologist is part of the bartending profession as well. You know, I guess so. I've never really been to a lot of bars. I think Cam maybe go to the bar sometimes. Maybe you'd know. Do the bartenders actually talk to you? It's always something you see in the media. Like, you know, the bartender is like a skilled socialite. And they serve you the drinks and they talk to you, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so beer is poured into half-liter mugs, you know, which brought me unspeakable joy because I just love beer so much. You know, I don't like tiny little shots. That's just bleh. I like large jugs of beer. So much beer. Katherine came back. The bartender raised his eyebrows and asked with genuine surprise, "And what are you going to do now?" Sometimes it seemed to me that showing sympathy for his clients was more than a professional habit to him. Of course, he probably actually cares about them. Dummy. You know, some people, Nikolai, hate to break it to you, but some people actually care about other people. Gasp! Yeah, it depends on where you go with the bartenders. Yeah. What can I do? She has no burning desire to talk, and neither do I. I said. I lied. Well, at least I certainly have no intention of fawning over her. I lied again. And why is she back? Because of her mother's work, I think. She wouldn't come back alone, would she? Most likely not. Well, now I have some bullshit on my hands. We're starting to get into the swearing now. You know, they say life is like a zebra. Black stripe, and a black one, white one again. Yeah, and then comes the asshole. Oh, there's the saying. Okay, that's so gross. I haven't heard that before. Yeah, okay. You know what, Kolya? Cheer up, he said encouragingly. You still have your whole life ahead of you, and the two of you will get together 100 times over. And if not, you'll find yourself another girl. Look at how many of them are walking about. I'm sure you've run into, you know, like 4 of them over the past day. I mean, I know women are kind of rare, but among the masses and masses of men, you're near the school building, there are so many men. There will be at least 4 women a day that you may see. So, cheer up, Kolya. The bartender spread his arms, and the few schoolgirls nestled at a table in the furthest corner of the room gave us slightly frightened looks. Thanks. Great comforting words. Besides, there's a lot of other things. Life is in full swing. All of it against your head. Honestly, he's hiding a dictionary of sayings and proverbs under the counter. The bar's doors flew open and a group of young people entered, which I recognized among them yesterday's delinquents. One of them, which I had punched, so I hid my face. Was I scared? Yeah. You know, I wasn't scared. Okay, alright, look, I'm not scared. I just don't want to be in conflict for no reason. Like, I punched them because they were being stupid jerks. Now there's no reason to punch them, but they're probably not smart enough to realize that, so I better just, you know, hide my face. I don't want to deal with it. So, they sat down at a table and ordered cocktails for the girls at the other table. You know them? The bartender asked quietly, leaning toward me. I would say I know them, but we've met. I gave them the occasional sidelong glance. Should I get up and leave? Would it seem like cowardice? They didn't even notice me. So, the moment that thought crossed my mind, one of the guys walked up to the counter. That guy. The guy with the umbrella for hair. Hey, I know you. If you say so. Said as calmly as possible, without even sparing a glance. It seems you don't know who you're dealing with, Gaijin. I'm not dealing with anyone. So it wasn't you who pushed my friend's face in yesterday. Maybe it was me, but he deserved it. Really? How about we go and have a little talk? Looked to the bartender, but he only shrugged. Sympathy for the clients, damn it. Let's go then. What else could I do? Say, nah, I think I'm just gonna stay here. Half a minute later, I find myself stupidly alone with no backup in an alley behind the bar with no witnesses. I can't say I've been the brightest guy in my school. I mean, probably because I never attend and I don't care about anything, but there were some older guys with the school kids. Where did they even come from? What? Not so tough now, are ya? Said the one I punched yesterday. That'll teach you to stand up for whores. I looked at the girl. Compared to her, Kagome was Mother Teresa. So, what next? You're gonna give me a beating? 4 against 1. I have to say, much respect. What about the code of honor? The Yakuza have one. Which, the Yakuza, they didn't give us a little tip, but I'm pretty sure that's a gang. Like a notorious mafia type gang. Yeah, that's what it is. In Japan. I grinned at the largest guy among them. You, for one, have the mug of a complete bandit. Wow, he's really just doesn't have a really good sense of self-preservation here. I think we made him too cocky by punching that guy. Whoops. Schooler wants to battle! This is where they get out their Pokemon balls and throw them at each other. Go! Bulbasaur! My Venusaur will crush you under its fatty rolls. Anyway, everybody clenched their teeth. What did you say? Let's get on with it already. You know, a thought flashed through my mind, like, maybe I should attack first. At least then I'd have a smidgen of self-respect. And then the screen shook, and I was knocked to the ground. And I got beat up. I got the shit beat out of me, you know. I tried to protect myself. It obviously hurt a lot. But you know, the funny thing about this is I kind of didn't feel the pain. It wasn't until they were done beating on me and the adrenaline of the moment was gone. And they just left me curled up next to the bar. It was only then that it hurt. Like, you know, after you get beat up, you kind of come back to your senses. Oh man, I was like, I didn't think anything was broken, but my face was okay. You know, I had the typical black eye. I had 2 black eyes. Man, both of my eyes were black eyes, okay? I got punched in one eye, I got punched in the other eye. So it wasn't like this typical 1 black eye. No. 2 black eyes. You know, I got like a split lip, bleeding everywhere. And I just go back to the bar, and I sit down. And I'm like, hey, can I have my beer now? I didn't really feel like talking to the bartender. Couldn't have done anything. He could have called the police. Just useless. Hey, there's... Pointing off to the side with his eyes. There was, you know, a couple meters away from me. Katherine. Gotcha. Hi, I guess. I said, you know, with my 2 black eyes. I had been waiting for her to talk first, but she wasn't gonna talk to me. What kind of voice should we give her? Oh, I think I already gave her one. She's the evil one, right? Okay. Hi. Katherine replied indifferently. We'll give her the most sexy romantic voice we can. Alright. Now he looks like an adult. He keeps getting older, younger, older. Katherine had the most beautiful raven hair and brown eyes like melted chocolate with paprika in them. I shifted closer to see that she ordered a cocktail for herself. What's with the face? Nothing important. She didn't believe me. I fell. Face first onto the concrete several times in a row. Yeah, it got lucky this time, but next time victory will be mine. Is that so? Katherine said, without any interest in her voice. So you're skipping school too? She's been brainwashed by the Russian government, and now she has no emotions! I was trying to start a conversation. 2? She gave me a sidelong look. Well, it's nothing new to me. I guess it isn't. I heard you went to the principal? Perhaps I did. What of it? The tone of her voice didn't change, but her eyes flashed. Gotcha, I don't want to start everything all over again. Then don't. I'm not. Or was I? Put yourself in my shoes. How would you react? Wouldn't you be asking the same questions? What questions? Fine, I understand you're here because of your mother's work. This particular school. Why? What? Am I disturbing you? Katherine was sipping on her cocktail with an expression of absolute indifference. No, of course not. But if you recall how we parted... It's all in the past. Are you really saying I should have chosen a different school or changed my life in some other way just because of you? Simply to avoid running into you a few times? That isn't what I was thinking. She was actually right. I had no retort. I mentioned this earlier. Like, why would she go to a different school just to avoid one person? She was right only if she really didn't feel anything toward me right now. Everything pointed to this being the case, but I certainly couldn't believe it. We had such a great thing going, you know, the cherry blossoms. I didn't want to believe that she could be so cruel. It's not like I was a completely sympathetic person. I was treated everybody around me with respect and honesty, and then she's just gonna give me shit? What's the problem? Everything's alright then? Of course. Then we can remain friends? A barely noticeable grin appeared on her face. Do you want us to? Why not? The past isn't the past. We have to move on and keep living. You're talking like a man with PTSD. At that point, I began getting worked up. It's all in the past for me as well, if that's what you mean. Is it? Good. Wonderful. Turned away, pretending to study the menu. But I get up and leave? And then I'd have to forget about her for sure. Damn it. Was I really hoping for something? Katherine hurt me more and more every day, and I continued to slam against the glass like a brainless gnat. As if trying to prove something to someone. To myself? To, my parents who didn't exist anymore? In the course of this year and a half, I became so accustomed to living with memories of her that now that she's so close, I just couldn't let him go. These memories were my only hope, the only thing holding me back from taking foolish actions. Was I thinking about anything in particular? Not really. I was hoping. And I see you're not wasting any time. Katherine gave me a surprised look. Nothing is worse than indifference, so, at least I could get her angry, that'd be great. I took the cocktail out of her hands and said spitefully, "A glass in the morning makes the whole day brighter, huh?" Raised the glass to my mouth, and, whoops. And then deleted, the conversation's gone. It's non-alcoholic. It really was. Sorry. Set the glass back down on the counter. I see you're sticking to your old habits. What do you mean? Her eyes pointed at the empty mug of beer that I tried to move as far off to the side as possible. Oh, that bartender. I had a difficult day today. You did? Why? She said, completely ignoring my two black eyes. Are you actually interested? Just keeping up the conversation. Or do you want me to ignore you? I sighed and answered. I was called into the principal's office. Same old thing, truancies, you know me. Then there was an interesting incident with a certain Ojo-sama. Your new girlfriend? Are you mocking me? No, just keeping up the conversation, I told you. If I'm disturbing you, I can leave. I don't have a girlfriend. I have a wife. Ha! She cooks dinner and breakfast and lunch for me, and she takes all my shit and doesn't expect anything in return. I see. And how is your wife doing? If you're so interested, you could visit her and ask. Don't believe you had a falling out with her. Well, perhaps I will go see her. Katherine responded vaguely and glanced towards the entrance. Was she about to leave? Something stung inside me. I wanted her to stay, even if she's gonna keep mocking me. My wife's alright. I don't even know what else to say. Same as always, basically. Same as always, you say, she drawled. Does it surprise you that anyone at all can treat me humanely? Oh, of course not. I'm happy for your wife. We'll definitely visit her if I get the chance. Now, I need to go. She set the unfinished cocktail and stood up. Alright, see you at school. She nodded and left the bar to continue her illegal Russian spy activities. Super dense guy. Woo! Alright, that was... Yeah. Wonder how much of the demo we have left. Damn, man. Tough break. Don't even start. I want a drink on the house. Did you want to make it up to me? Thanks. I've got enough for today. Man, take the free drink. What's wrong with you? You're really heartbroken over this Russian spy lady. I stretched and as expected to bruise his heart. Like, after all that, all he has is a couple bruises. After they knocked him senseless and kicked him while he was laying down, all he's got is a couple bruises. Eh. Tough guy, I guess. Woo! Yeah, pretty much. If the past couple days of my life resembled some dumb manga from Norm's collection, and meetings with Katherine were some kind of soap opera, vicious, dark amalgamation with a beginning but no end. How long was this gonna go on? It's been 2 days already. I'm so young and full of energy. I need to do something. I can't take this anymore. I can't handle it. It's too much. I'm not strong enough. What am I gonna do after I graduate from school? I have money, but it's not gonna last forever. Guess I gotta have to find some work? I'm not even gonna I'm not going to college or anything crazy like that. Just, what am I gonna do? Just be Japanese and toil day after day. Hold my head down. Just do the work. Yeah, did you know that there's a special word in Japanese language meaning death from overwork? The word is, I don't remember, but yeah, that people actually die from overworking themselves. I guess I'll become one of those. It'll be good. getting late. Spent hours wandering around the city, you know, looking at some stuff, looking in the windows, killing time. Another day of my life. Another day of my really pathetic life. I arrived at my house really late. The lights were on. And then I remembered yesterday's note. Ah! No, this is so stupid. There were people coming to murder me. They're not there waiting for their... That's so silly. But wait, there's definitely someone inside that house. So I went in. Oh yeah, it's my wife. Ha! I should have guessed it was her. What if we discover her murdered body? That'd be weird. Yeah, anyway. No one but her. Nobody needs me but her. She needs me. She needs me. She can't survive without me, apparently. Hi! Tossed out, entering the kitchen. Mitsu's sitting at the table. Looks like she'd been waiting for a while. Nico-kun, where have you been? I was so worried. As if I was actually glad for her presence a second ago. All of my joy went away at the sound of her voice. Is this another wife interrogation? Look, I haven't been out with other women. Okay, I have, but we're not actually married. You know. Oh, what happened to you? Noticing my 2 black eyes, she jumped up from her chair. Nothing much. Ran into some robbers, made short work of them, but one got me in the eye, and then I punched myself on accident in the other eye because it was so cool. I got them, though. I got all those robbers. Stop saying foolish things. They're not foolish. Want to see the police report? Wow, this guy is like a liar. A compulsive liar to this girl in particular. Is it Kuroshi? Okay, Kuroshi. Death from overwork. She pouted and then calmed down, realizing that I was probably fine, but I kind of wish I had hit my head in the sidewalk really hard so I'd get some sense knocked into me. I asked Norm, and he said you skipped the last few classes. Yeah, I did, so what? I snarled. Nothing, so much has happened lately that I was worried. Why would you worry about me? Do you think I'm gonna go drown myself? No, I didn't. Nothing important happened. I was about to add, at least to you. But I stopped myself at the last second. This guy's an asshole! Ultimately, my wife didn't do anything wrong. She was looking at me expectantly. I should say something. Should I tell her I was with Katherine? It's not a secret or anything, right? We didn't do anything. But for some reason, it seemed to me that my wife shouldn't know about all this. I think I should continue to be a pathological liar. Now, look.
No.
Oh, look, she's sad now. I was with Katja, my one true love. Really, why was I feeling embarrassed about this like an 8th grader? Really? That's cool. And how is Caddy-chan? She replied immediately, as if reading from a script. Well, she's fine, I think. Although you know her, you have to drag every word out of her sometimes. She smiled. It's all fake. Now she's playing the game. She's like, I'm gonna hide my wounded heart. I spent all this time trying to be nice to you, thinking we were married. You just don't care. Alright, eat your dinner. It's already cold, of course, but you only have yourself to blame. I was actually hungry as hell. We ate dinner without talking, without even looking at each other. Like, there's a lot of tension in the air. It's one thing for me to stay silent, but, you know, when my wife wasn't talking, that was really weird. Is this because Katherine... I didn't want to make excuses, but in all the time that my wife has known me, she had plenty of time to study my character. She should know what I'm like. There was situations when it's better to stay silent, and there were those when it was for the worse. So what was she trying to do? She knew I wasn't big on small talk, but the silence was killing me. How's school? It's fine. Just fine? That's all? Nothing happened to Saya-chan? No. Why are you asking? I laid the chopsticks aside and leaned back in my chair, and then I leapt over the table, and I kissed her furiously, and I said, I love you! I'm sorry I'm such an asshole! I'm gonna learn how to be a better person, and I'm gonna treat you with respect. Thank you for making me dinner. I'm so sorry that I wasn't home on time. And I love you. Yeah. Good night, bye! How dare you spend time with other women at a public place. Yeah, I know, she's not acting poorly, or, okay, what's her name? Wife, I just call her wife. Okay, so wife isn't acting poorly. It's just, she's emotionally, I could definitely sympathize with it. Like, the guy that she likes is really fascinated with this old love of his, and he met her, and he was out with her, but yeah, I mean, so waifu thought that Nikolai loved her, maybe, and now she's not so sure, and she's doubting everything, and it's kind of really sad because she put so much effort into their relationship, and now it just kind of doesn't matter, and that the old flame came back, and she's gonna lose the competition to the old flame. It's just really depressing for her. So she's trying to hide her sadness and her happiness. I can get behind that. Alright, the main character is male. Yeah. You know what will solve his problems? I think Nikolai just needs to put on some goddamn socks. That'll make his life better. Probably because you haven't said anything during the whole dinner. I mean, my husband and I don't always talk over dinner. Sometimes you just eat dinner quietly and don't look at each other. And sometimes I eat dinner and stare at him intently until he notices me. I'm not silent. I mean, I didn't mean to be. I'm just, really worried about this Katherine person. You want to keep seeing her? Should I stop coming over? Do you want your keys back? If this is about Katherine... No, of course it isn't. Then what is it? Maybe she got one of the weird notes while you were gone. She knows people are trying to murder you. Maybe the murderers. Hitotsu, or her name, waifu, is supposed to help these murderers kill Nikolai. But she's in love with Nikolai, so she can't do it, and she's trying to, battle her internal feelings. This is it's supposed to be a novel, but it's playing like a sim dating game, except you don't really have any options. So it's a novel, but it's, definitely focused on developing romantic relationships with different women, I guess. We haven't really gotten a whole lot of choices. They don't give you very many. It's mostly dialogue and backstory and stuff. Okay. So, my wife was gathering courage because she's not good at having actual conversations about her real feelings. Because I was worried. Did you even look at the clock? You could have at least called. Called? Called where? Here. She replied in a faltering voice. How was I supposed to know you'd be here? I didn't even think we were living together already. Perhaps we should be. He mumbled quietly. I pretended not to hear what she just said because this conversation was not going the way I had imagined it would. And you know what? I'm really tired today. You head home. I'll wash the dishes myself. I can actually take care of myself. It's okay. You don't need to be here. But I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. And I pushed her out the door. Well, actually, she stood up and said good night and left. I breathed a relieved sigh. Wow, this guy... Wow, this guy. I really need some time alone. It's like I'm caught between 2 fires, or 3 or 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 4 women right now. I'm in a ring of fire, and it's closing in on me, and I need to choose one of these women to spend the rest of my life with. But how am I supposed to choose? Because I barely know any of them. And how am I acting about it? I'm sluggish and indifferent, like an old man who doesn't care about his life. And I do act like it too, so yeah, alright, I'll buy it. On the one hand, there's Katherine, and I couldn't stop thinking about my old flame and love her so much. And on the other side is my wife, who doesn't like that my old flame has returned. And then there was that note about all the crazy stuff that happened and how people are trying to kill me. And there's a lot of uncertainty. And then there's this one dark and brooding girl, and I think she likes me too because she's been staring at me. And then there's this crazy, insane rich lady, and she won't leave me alone. And I was remembering her, the crazy rich lady, right now. And if the situation in the closet, as I was laying alone, the teenage male, laying alone in bed, thinking about how I was shoved together in this closet with this crazy rich lady and how nice her perfume smelled. And it did seem like a situation coming right out of some shitty manga. It had been really pleasant, and I enjoyed it. I wonder if Ellie, the rich lady, can help with a note. She could have connections. And then my wife and Katherine, so many beautiful women. Maybe things will fix themselves. And as I thought about that,
I fell asleep. Dot, dot, dot. Ring, ring, ring. The alarm went off. Oh, the telephone woke me up. What was even the time? I'm not sure. I went to the hallway and with difficulty I reached the phone. Hello? My voice sounded terribly sleepy. Nikolai, you are in great danger. You need to be extremely careful, a voice said in Russian. I was still half asleep and couldn't understand. What? Who is that? I repeat, be extremely careful. Pay special attention to what you're doing, who you talk to, and about what. I'm gonna turn this into a musical. The voice sounded unnatural, like there's a piece of cloth pressed against the receiver. Who is that? What do you want? Was you left a note? You've been warned. Dun bing. Now, I was really scared. Maybe I should call the police? What am I gonna say? You know, a regular school kid, there's this note and a telephone call. It definitely seems like some kind of prank. So, I locked all my doors and disconnected the phone. Could be a joke, but, you know, who would even think of playing a joke on me, the most angelic kid in the whole world? Michael wouldn't do it. Norm wouldn't even think about it. Well, actually, never mind. Maybe he would if he read too much anime. Or if he watched too much... Yeah, if he read anime and watched manga, he might have a problem. So, all of this has to do with Katherine. This is all her fault. Even though she didn't write the note, I'm pretty sure this is all her fault. I just hid under the covers, and I couldn't sleep. But my fear eventually went away a little bit. You know, I could think... I have to figure this all out tomorrow. I'm kind of panicking right now. It's not a great time to be thinking about all this, so let's just go to sleep. Okay, really. Nocto, do you really know why this guy's in danger? I mean, other than these 4 women will probably want to murder him for being stupid, for being a stupid face. I slept in until afternoon. The house was quiet, my door was open for no reason, and I'd missed school. But I didn't care about school. In case you haven't learned anything over the past 2 hours, I didn't care about school or anyone other than myself, and I didn't even care about myself either, so this was now my life. Maybe I'm being too dramatic. I entered the kitchen and froze. My head was heavy. I couldn't really think straight. I could use another, 600 minutes of sleep or so right now. So it could be, 6 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours. I just want to go to sleep and not wake up. But, whew, that cold water brought me back to my senses, especially after I spilled it down my shirt again, because I always do that when I'm sleepy. I looked in the mirror, and oddly enough, my black eyes were both gone. Wait, am I living... Is this like a dream? Am I living the same day over and over again? Wait, no, because that note and the thing. I checked all the doors, and I'm starting to get really paranoid. And wait, there's a note from my wife. She's worried, blah blah, she'll be after school. Oh, no need for that. Probably my first time in my 18 years of life that I was in a situation like this. I mean, there was that time when I was 7, and I got a bunch of death threats, but I don't remember that too well. There were people with knives trying to kill me, and then my mom died protecting me. It's kind of unclear in my memory. But it was really formative experience, and now I know just not to trust anybody. And the only person I could trust was my mom. She's dead, so yeah. I moved to Japan after that event, and it was hard to adapt, and my parents both died. All those events are difficult. Yeah, that's kind of fate, not really malice. It's just accident, fate. Fate. It was meant to happen. I'm special. Never mind, I'm special. It's meant to happen. But this is different. Someone's threatening me. Okay, so killing my parents wasn't enough. They really wanted to kill me. And I have this, lightning-shaped scar on my forehead. In case you want to see it, I can lift up my hair and I'll show you. But those people, they killed my parents, they want to kill me too. So, okay, this is not cool. I don't really know why. And then, it dawned on me. I wasn't of interest to anybody, but my parents, they did come from Russia. They did work for Kobayashi Corporation. The voice was speaking in Russian. It wasn't an accent. I don't know what my parents worked on, but it could have been something serious. It could have been something to kill for. And to my great frustration, I didn't even know anything about their work. But no one was going to believe me. I had to do something quickly. What am I going to do?
Okay, let's start looking through phone numbers. Maybe we could call someone. Some of them I've seen in person, I've heard about. Oh, anything is better than sitting and waiting. Hello, my name is Nikolai Anakin, and the first few numbers gave me nothing. Some of them didn't live there. Nobody answered. One man had died. Turned a page. Number was written in my father's even firm handwriting in the book that I never had ever bothered to move from that place, 17 years ago or whatever. Okay, wait, now I'm 18. That doesn't make sense. I can't remember. I have a hard time with dates. Ichinose-san. Ichinose. I've heard this surname before. About the 10th beep, I was ready to hang up, but a familiar elderly voice sounded on the other side. Hello? And I remembered that Ichinose-san often visited us when I was younger. He was polite. He was a good old man. He brought me candies. He was interested in me. It's my father and him would sit in the garden. They'd smoke a lot, which is gross, and I wish they'd quit. I wish they'd both quit smoking. I'd be a lot happier if they did. Hello, my name is Nikolai Anakin, and I'm... Oh, Nikolai-kun, he interrupted me. It's been a long time. How are you? I'm fine. I gave a stock answer. I couldn't dump anything right on at once, could I? A pity about your parents. The voice in the receiver saddened. I think Ichinose-san had attended the funeral. Thank you. Actually, that's why I'm calling you. What? Well, not literally, of course. I went silent for a second. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Could you please tell me about my father's work? I know he was an engineer, but what exactly did he work on? Did something happen? Why are you suddenly interested? And now, of all times. To tell you the truth, yes, something did happen, but it doesn't matter. Why not? You can't tell me? No, I can't, of course. It's just... Should I even trust him in the first place? Just because he visited us a few times? Will you tell me or not? Is this some kind of secret? It's not a secret, but it's not that simple either. I don't understand. I understand it's not simple. I'm not a child anymore, I muttered in response. So what happened? Some people came and asked about father, about his work. I lied. They asked about his work. I said in a vague tone. What exactly did they ask? I don't know. I mean, I didn't tell them anything because I don't know anything myself. And how were they asking? What do you mean? What's the tone? I absolutely knew for certain he knew far more than he was letting on. It seemed like he was afraid of something. Do I have a reason to worry? You know this better than I do, he replied coldly. If I knew anything, I wouldn't be calling you, right? Nikolai-kun, you shouldn't be dragging yourself into this. Why? Do you know something? Tell me. It concerns me as well. No. You of all people have nothing to do with it, and if you stay quiet, everything will be alright. But... I said everything there is to say. Do not call me anymore. Now the beeping was short, and it was gone. Everything will be alright, my ass! On the other hand, I should thank him for indirectly confirming my suspicions. This was about my father. But not about my mother, because she died in that knife fight. Chad is dying of cancer. I gathered my thoughts and tried to remember everything he told me. Engineer. What do engineers do? I think they cook things. Oh my gosh, what does a stupid teenager care about things like that? All it mattered was having money and being fine in the family. I was certain that my father didn't work in construction defense. Did he wish to work for the military? It doesn't matter to me. I don't know anything about his work. This is all just some stupid hoax. It was about 3 o'clock. I hadn't eaten breakfast, and my wife would be here soon. The note had been clear on that point. Enough! She was not my mother, she was my wife. I felt ashamed of these thoughts. In any case, what I needed right now was some fresh air. So I went to the bar for fresh air. You know, even though some bad things happened there, I still had to go there. Nobody noticed me, and I sat down at the bar. The bartender waved. Oh, Kolya, you're visiting us often lately, he said, and then the description disappeared. I see. Not like I'm glad, but after yesterday, I stopped at the counter, not knowing what to say. No, my resentment toward him was already gone. No, everyone had their own life and a job. Will it be the usual? No, I'm here for a lunch. Got it. What would you like? I don't know. Give me a beefsteak, I guess. It will be done. It will be done. He managed to almost perfectly copy the Japanese way of addressing guests, but perverted it in his own manner, and ended up sounding something more like an overly kind-hearted order of a medieval tavern. Cool, medieval tavern. Sat down at the table, sank into thought, and waited for my food. Living on borrowed money from my dead parents. The beefsteak turned out to be really good. You know, this place had good food and beer. I was picking my teeth with a toothpick when the doorbell rang, and there was a new visitor. And who was it? It was Michael! The last person I expected to see, but I don't really know why. Probably because I've only seen him once before this entire game. He sat down at my table. The bartender was near us. He put a menu in front of him. Friend of yours, Nicola? He drawled nastily in Russian with French mannerisms. This is so multicultural, I would have no idea what that would sound like. Russian. Russian with French mannerisms, but delivered in Japanese language. Okay, think about that for a minute. Speaking in Japanese, with a Russian accent, using French mannerisms. Something like that. He's a classmate, I replied, in Japanese. What would you like, good sir? Can't understand if I'm more annoyed or amused by the bartender. Just coffee. Just coffee. This very minute. The bartender sang out and ran behind the counter. Are the classes over? Yes, and you didn't show up to them. Let's say I had things to take care of. I've known Michael for 2.5 years. He's American. His parents have been working in Japan. We're not really that close, but he's serious and mature. You know, I respect that. You could call him the complete opposite of Norm. You have no desire to explain anything, as I understand. Not really. Some guys from another class were bragging about giving someone a good beating. So, I snarled, annoyed. It's hard to tell whether Michael was hinting at something or simply sharing a story. Did you hear anything about that? No, I said, glad that my 2 black eyes had mysteriously disappeared overnight. I see. He continued sipping his coffee, looking somewhere past me. I could be uncommunicative as well, but Michael? Did he really feel comfortable? Did he really feel comfortable right now? I couldn't really read him. Couldn't understand what he was thinking. So, how's school? The usual. How's Katherine? The question escaped my lips, but I hadn't even thought about her yet today. Michael set his cup down and looked me in the eyes. I don't know, because I don't know her. Oh, right. Back then we were in different classes. He continued staring at me with this weird look. What? Something happened between you two? Probably heard it all already from Norm. But I'm asking you now. Yeah, well, something did happen, but that was a long time ago, and I'm still hung up over it, so... And now? Now, there's nothing, I lied. I see. Are you asking because the 2 of you are from the same country? I'm just asking. Why did she transfer to this school exactly? I don't know, ask her. I'm already fed up with this question, even though I'd asking it myself. Do you think there may be a reason for it? I did, or I didn't. What does it matter? You don't know her. When it comes to her, thinking is useless. Oh, apologies. I didn't want to upset you. You have nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it, Michael. You shut up, man. Simply more important things to worry about. This entire time, Michael was speaking in a voice so even and calm that I'm starting to get on my nerves. If he didn't really care, what would keep asking questions for? It wasn't a very pleasant topic in the first place, Michael. Sorry. Didn't know that you two are still... That is an unpleasant conversation for you. You could have guessed. Well, you can imagine. I felt like throwing the money down at the table and walking out, but I didn't have many friends as it was. Oh my gosh, he's self-aware. He's got 2 friends and 1 wife. Terrible. You need... Bad. Yeah, so this is normal for Michael. Has anyone asked about me at school? I haven't heard of anything of the sort. Well, alright, how are you doing? Not bad, but there's barely any free time lately. I'm already getting ready for matriculation. Matriculation! That's a big word, buddy! Where are you preparing to go? Back to the States, most likely. What, got tired of this place? I grinned. The higher education is better there, that's all. I replied calmly. His words hurt. You know, I didn't have much choice in the first place, even if I wanted to. With grades like mine, I could only get a minimal wage and a crappy job. Our conversation had been a mess from the beginning. Alright, I think I'll be heading out. See you at school tomorrow. See you. He said the same tone. Gave the bartender a parting wave and wandered off. Ba-ba-da-bum. It just keeps going, you guys. Woo! Michael's the jerk. Alright, when am I gonna stop playing? Okay, because I'm starting to lose my voice. Ooh, and it's 9 o'clock here. Were we in a courtroom, Michael would have made a great prosecutor, strict, cold, impartial, and using solely facts. Then what would my chances be, given that I fly off the handle at the drop of the hat? Oh, okay, new background. Let's enjoy this background. Really nice city with no people in it. It's great. With the clouds. Just wandered aimlessly around the city. Kind of felt like I'd never been here before. You know, Tokyo's a lot bigger than my home city, but even in my childhood, everything seemed gigantic to me. Flat, the yard, the kindergarten, the shops. I could easily equate that patch of a little human's life with a multi-million-dollar metropolis. I guess I found I'm living with a crowd of unfamiliar people constantly rushing about easy. Sometimes I walked the same direction as them, sometimes I went against the flow. They didn't pay attention to me, treated me one as their own, and thank God, it's probably thanks to this ability of mine that I noticed someone following me. Dun, dun, dun! Did I? I did not howl like a wolf. When did I howl like a wolf? I did not! I didn't do it. What? No. I didn't. Did I? Ooh. I'm not really tired. Of course, it was frequently more coincidence that you'd have heard the same way, had the same way as someone else. But this guy, he was following me, and it wasn't because I was making animal noises. So, anyway, maybe I should try to get rid of this guy. It's no coincidence, so I sped up, turned, made some quick turns. Either I was going to be paranoid, or I was going to shake him off. So I looked at a TV in a shop's window. Pursuer didn't appear. Whew. Good. Thought I got lost him. Could use a sedative. Maybe just another drink. But I wasn't seeing things. There was someone following me. I don't know why they were doing it or who it was. I mean, it could have been my wife, for all we know. It's definitely worth checking out again, maybe? Maybe I want to figure out who's been following me, dang it. Nobody takes down the wolf. Let's figure this person out. Alright. There's no harm in trying. Let's go after them. We'll just howl at them. They'll get so freaked out, they won't know what to do. I mean, imagine that. You're following this person, they turn around, they howl at you. Yeah, you're gonna get really confused. That's my secret move. So, let's take a look. If it was a professional, it wouldn't be easy to find them, but... So, I made some nice purchases of disturbing clothing that I wouldn't expect from me. They were in bright colors. So, covered up myself, dove into one of the many alleyways, quickly threw on the new clothes, instead of using the changing place in the shop, just wearing them. And I threw out the bag, and I ran to the next street. Stopped behind a newspaper stand, pulled the cap's peak over my eyes, and looked around. And then, a familiar figure appeared in the distance. It made sense to avoid following me. To go through another alley instead. Okay. Half turned, hunched my shoulders, crouched a bit to appear shorter. Pursuer was looking around. They didn't know where I was. But he walked past the newspaper booth without sparing a glance for the guy in the bright wind waker. I followed him. Oh, I know this picture. This picture is from the little preview on the game. Let's get that spy. So this guy, he looks janky. Yeah, he's got like these lines under his eyes. And I'm looking at him face to face. He doesn't even know who I am, man. Middle-aged man in a coat. It's too warm for the season. Black boots. Company worker looking, judging by him. He's looking around, sighing, and I stopped just behind him. Have you lost someone? I decided to finally say, testing my luck. What? He turned around abruptly and stared at me, dumbfounded. No, everything's fine. The stranger's expression immediately turned impassive and began preparing to leave. Why were you following me? Following you? I wasn't following anyone. He regained his composure immediately. I was going to meet with someone, but it seems like he's not going to show up. Is that someone me? Young man. Give me an assertive look and continued in a cold voice. This is the first time I've seen you. Why would you follow someone you've seen for the first time? I need to go. I didn't try to stop him, as if that would have been a good idea. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I should have stopped him, captured him, and tortured him to get the information out of him. That's what my dad would have done. Damn, things are turning bad to worse. Notes, calls, mysteries, my family's past. Now I'm being followed. Ha! I should be glad that I'm alive, except I don't use my life for anything worthwhile, and I'm basically a useless lump. Maybe I should improve my life and be a better person who contributes to society in some meaningful way. Ha! A nervous laugh escaped my lips at the thought. Me? Nah, I think I'll just keep living off of my borrowed money. Some passing schoolgirls whispered at each other because of my crazy laughter and the fact that I was talking to myself. This has to end, I said aloud. I'm calling my grandparents tomorrow. Oh, he has a family. Wild night! Woo! B1! Huh. Woof. Already night, and I find myself at the music club that I like to attend to. Tokyo's days still carried the warmth of summer, evenings were coming colder. So I wrapped my jacket tightly around myself and shivered. It's a bit far from home, so I guess I'd go inside to warm up. Lots of people. Oh my gosh, there's people in this picture. Wow, this is where all the people are, guys. They're all in the music club. But guess what? There's no musicians, just an audience. The instruments play themselves. The interior was full of people and thick cigarette smoke. I wanted to yell at everybody for smoking, tell them it was not sexy and disgusting and gross and that they should quit. But, you know, instead, I kind of just, you know, didn't feel like getting drunk or talking at all. So, never mind, I changed my mind. I wanted to drink a lot. I picked up a mug of beer, pushed myself closer to the stage. The first group playing was straightforward heavy. There wasn't anybody on stage playing the music, but it was still really good to listen to. The mechanical instruments have gotten really advanced these days. 1987 is when we are. Japanese bands didn't try to reinvent the wheel, simply blindly copied the Western masters, with mixed success. The ones playing right now, they ain't nothing special, so, you know, most of the audience was just talking, not really listening. Yeah, they kind of just fell off the performance, tried to not mess up completely. It's not like I was the one to judge. My bass skills were about as good as catching a bass. My bass skills were terrible. I mean, they weren't, never mind, just ignore me. And then there was another band, they were in the 70s, blah blah, Naphthalene Rock. I began wandering around. I never met anyone when I was here because I had such an acerbic, gross personality. Whenever I talked to someone, I just basically insulted them the whole time. That's why I didn't have any friends. So I just drank a lot. I'm not holding a lot of hope for all these foreigner bands, and I wasn't really interested in the local bands, but it's just another way to spend time, you know? I took Katherine here once, but she didn't like it at all, and my wife outright refused to go to the concerts in the first place for some reason. Probably because she had good taste in music, and didn't feel like sitting around with a drunk guy. She didn't like to see her husband just drink away his life. I was hoping he'd become a better person who would treat her well, but she was sorely mistaken. A young couple was canoodling in the corner. Canoodling! What a great word! I watched them touch and kiss each other for a long time, and then suddenly I felt disgusted. This isn't right. I'm supposed to be here to relax, and I'm just picking on everybody. Gotta take some shots of whiskey. 3 whiskeys, right after one shot after the other. I gotta have another mug of beer. Go back into the leg of the audience with my legs. They aren't really working right. Oh, those old guys are off the stage. Some glam rockers in their equipment. Come on, rock! I shouted. Guy standing next to me glanced over and said, "We're gonna rock, alright, don't you worry." What, are you playing too, or what? You bet! Why are you on stage, the tuning and everything? I don't need any tuning, I'm already tuned. He adjusted the dark glasses. Why do you need them inside? Because he's got evil eyes. See ya! Some guy disappeared behind the dressing room's door. Club's lights dim, first guitar emerged, and it turned out to be the crazy rich lady, but she'd cut her hair and put on dark glasses to fool everybody. Hello everyone, we are Z Feel Z! Familiar voice into the microphone, the flight projectors erupted with light. It made my head hurt because of the beer. I had been drinking a bit. Ellie was standing in the middle of the stage! Oh, and her must be her blind brother playing the keyboard. Not just standing. Whoa, I'm a little bit drunk. She was like playing too. Oh, life didn't prepare me for this. I said out loud, but thanks to the thunderous music, nobody heard me. And then I remembered what happened to my old. The rich kids are completely wild. You know, I can understand strumming chords, but this is completely different. They were playing really well, and they were the headliner for some reason, and the audience really loved it. But I was having a hard time figuring out if this is true or if I was just in a drunk stupor. Why did she know that I did die? Ellie shouted thank you into the microphone. Arigato gozaimasu, she said with a Mexican accent, and then her eyes scanned the room. Did she see me? She didn't look surprised, so I think she did. Ha, so what? She think anybody wasn't gonna find out about her stupid nightclub experiences? Ha ha ha, I laughed drunkenly to myself. Liking what you see? Where did you come from? The weird guy, the keyboardist from Z Feel Z, was standing next to me. You were just on stage. You'll have to try hard with her. I'm not really. We just go to the same school. We sort of know each other. Oh, is that so? His eyes flashed behind the glasses. And what's that song name? Z-Feel? It's spelled Zetfields, like the name of that anime robot. You know the one. Give him a spectacle. I give him a spectacle. Blah. It's to attract the audience. Judging by the packed room, they weren't really having a problem getting in an audience. Not at this level, at least. People were in restless anticipation of the next song. And then my conversation partner magically appeared on stage again. It started playing a ballad. Ellie was glancing furiously in my direction the whole time. I mean, of course I came here specifically to disrupt the performance. Anyway, she kept singing with a pleasant voice and she was playing well. You could say, you could say that she had talent, but I'm not going to ever admit something like that, you know. Yeah, when you don't have the responsibilities of a respected family, you know, time isn't made of rubber or something. I think I'm trying to be poetic, but I'm also kind of drunk. I don't have any duties or responsibilities, no one cares if I'm alive. And I only knew 2 or 3 songs, and I had to look at the music in front of me, so I guess she was kind of talented. I'm starting to feel a little bit respectful. I moved away from the stage and leaned against the wall so she wouldn't see me. She's not playing as well when you're not there. Her anger gives her strength. Oh, god damn you. Aren't you playing now, like, right at this moment? Right at this moment, it's a solo. Guy keeps hopping off the stage when he doesn't have to play. Guy's starting to get on my nerves, so I went back to the stage. Noticing me, Ellie missed a chord. The metallic clang came out of the speakers filling the room. Would I be lynched by her fans or servants now, I wondered? The girl quickly got a grip on herself and continued playing as if nothing happened. Anyway, she waved a finger at me. And that was just weird. What did I do? She's kind of fixated on me. I didn't look at her. I looked at the other members of Z Feel Z. The bassist looked normal. Too much so, even. Considering their style, I'd have expected more out of an outrageous outfit. Though he was playing way better than I could. I don't know how much time I need to play this that well. The drummer, he couldn't really see behind his equipment, and I already knew the keyboardist. It was some guy. Turned out to be the last song. And then they faded away. The audience wanted an encore, but the group disappeared. Maybe they didn't have material. What am I gonna do? On one hand, I wanted to annoy Ellie, and also tell her that I liked her music, but this sounded kind of like a stock compliment, so she wasn't really even happy to see me at her concert. I stood there until everybody left, and I was the last person in the room. There was garbage all over the floor. I kind of looked for a minute around it to see if there's any money. Maybe I thought about I could get a job picking up garbage off the floor at bands places when I ran out of money that I got from my dead parents. So, Z Feel Z never came out of the dressing room. Maybe they left through the back exit. That makes a lot of sense. They got a lot of equipment. They probably had to pack it up. Oh, wait, never mind. They left it all on the stage. Ah, whatever. This is just annoying. I don't have anything to say to her. I mean, her music was really distracting from my problems, and that's great. Anything that benefits me is amazing. So the club was empty. I was in the middle of the floor. Like I said. I think I already said that. I'll say it again. You know, usually I'd leave in high spirits and not wait for the bitter aftertaste, but I just stood there and stared at the empty stage until I was filled with depression. Whew. That alcohol sure warmed me up, and I got home way too quickly. I wonder if my wife will be there to greet me. There was another note from her. She could have opened the door with her own keys, but I don't lock it from the inside. And she could have made dinner and waited for me like yesterday, but I guess she didn't. Oh, the note said it. I shouldn't count on anything like that. Did she think I was simply having fun? No mysteries, people following me. Just because I couldn't tell her anything didn't mean I didn't want to. Well, yeah, I'd been to a concert. What's wrong with that? People need to get some cultural recreation once in a while. My wife didn't do anything wrong. I was just tired of her constant worrying about me. It was annoying. It's annoying when my wife worries about me. You know, recently, being with her makes me feel like I'm trapped inside a cage. Children grow up and become independent, and my wife is the only one who she replaced my deceased parents, so she was kind of acting like a mother. Maybe that's why I don't feel any sexual attraction towards her whatsoever. I guess my life never really changed, because she's always been mothering me. But to be taking all this for granted, was I really being ungrateful to her? Judging by this note, she wasn't just upset, but also really hurt. Maybe I should call her. No details necessary, I could just say I was alright. But if I did that, she'd keep behaving the same way she was. But my silent consent. Oh, man. I don't know what to do, because if I call her, that means maybe she won't have a chance. She might start hoping that we'll be in a real relationship, and she won't have a chance to break off with this crazy guy and go have somebody good. But if I don't call her, she's probably gonna worry. Alright, let's ask the chat. Call or don't call our wife? But if we call her wife, we might put her in danger of these crazy kidnappers. Okay, you guys. Alright, okay. Now we got everybody in the chat, you guys. Alright, let's call the wife. I could go to her place, but it's late. I also stink like alcohol, and I think a call will be good enough. I dial the numbers I've known since childhood. I've got her number memorized. I'm not a totally terrible person. Her voice was in the receiver almost immediately. Miko-kun? Yeah, I expected something like that. Hi, sorry. Hi, sorry for disappearing today. There's silence from the other end. You won't believe it if I say I had things to do, will you? Is it true? I sighed heavily. It just hurts me that you're hiding something from me. Even if I am, there's reasons for this. They're deep, important teenage reasons. But I'm not hiding anything. Haha! Seemed like a dumb laugh would dispel the tension. If anything happens, you know I'm always near. Alright, see you tomorrow at school. Good night. Good night. Set down the receiver and slumped down against the wall, slid down to the floor, and entered my deep state of transcendent thought. Maybe I really should tell her everything. I didn't think my wife would be able to help, but she could be a secret ninja spy. And what if I talk to her, I won't be alone. And I don't like being alone. But my attitude doesn't really seem to indicate that. I drank too much. I'm tired. Oh, I stumbled to the room. I fell asleep, still in midair. Oh my gosh. He jumped into the air and fell asleep and then hopefully landed on the bed. Okay. Yep. There we go. We made it through the whole game. My throat's a mess. Let's visit the website. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look. Love Money, Rock and Roll, which has really, really gorgeous backgrounds and fun animated character art. It looks like there's some things we didn't see. We didn't see this. I don't care if you believe it, Katherine, the evil woman says. It looks like he grabbed her by the hand in that. These might be scenarios that we saw that scenario. We did not see this scenario because, remember, we were losers and we just ignored the fact that our wife said we should have lunch with her. So, you know, look at that amazing lunch we missed out on. She's so cute. She really deserves a better guy. I think she should date Norm. Yeah. I think that would be enlightening experience for her. Yeah, about, like, different types of relationships and... Okay, anyway. So, this is the end. We made it! Oh my gosh, you listened to the whole story. So, the game is not out yet. And... I don't know. It wouldn't be something that I would buy. But... it was good to have the demo to see if it would be something I would buy, because if it weren't for the demo, I wouldn't have bought it anyway. Oh wow, I feel like I've been drunk. That character made me drunk. Okay, what I mean to say is, because it's a game with the main character is a male, and he's interested in all these women, I don't find that interesting, but I find it amusing to play and talk about in the chat. Yeah. So if there had been a demo and the game was really amazing, then I would know to buy it. But now I just feel like blah. Let's take a look at the characters. There, childhood friend. Is simple friendship really enough for her? Maybe the years of devotion have earned her something more? Yeah, I think a better relationship with another character. Katherine, the ex-girlfriend who suddenly returns. Do they still love each other? Ellie, the crazy musical lady. Is she spoiled? Is she magical? And Kagome, the poor lady who is really smart anyway, but doesn't want any friends and hates everybody. What secrets does she hide? And then you can find out. You can listen to the music. You can see the screenshots. Currently in development. Subscribe to the news and more information about the game. Yay! Yeah! Blog. Oh, maybe we get about. See, now the gaming company is called Soviet Games, so that would explain the Russian references. Although, as I said earlier, I think the game would be much more interesting if it were set in Russia. Yeah. But maybe there wouldn't be as big of an audience for it. So here's a lady with a bunch of hearts falling out of her hand. And the gaming makers are based out of Moscow, so that explains all the Russian references. And the name of that food that I can't remember now. The soup, the beet soup. The name borscht. Okay, yeah. So love money. Yeah. And then yeah, so here's the protagonists. And you get to choose which one of them you want to be with and which one you want to antagonize hopelessly. The unfortunate thing is that the girl who seems to be... I'm so exhausted. It seems to be the strongest character is also the one that gets abused the most because she's unfortunately in a bad relationship. Dozens of hours of gameplay. Whew, yeah. 300,000 words, so it's a book full of love, intrigues, music, betrayal, and self-sacrifice. I don't think that we got to play enough of the game to see any of that. What we did see is that, I guess the intrigue is that he's supposed to be murdered. Or wait, no. Yeah. He's got some murderers. And we haven't seen betrayal, and we have definitely not seen self-sacrifice. Although, I will say that Nikolai did punch that one guy to rescue Kagome, so we've got that moment. 4 heroines with their own stories, tempers, and several possible endings. Dun, 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 dun. Multiplayer functionality. No, that would be crazy. Collect waifus. Waifu collecting game. Yeah, so I haven't played this type of game before. The art is very, very good. I like it a lot. But the story is like blah to me. Even as far as a dating game, I don't think I've played just a pure straight up dating game, but some of the types of games I play have that element in them. Like Harvest Moon always has like a marriage component. And some of them are written better than others. So yeah. I guess because I was being silly. I didn't feel that immersed in it. And also the character is just a complete jerk face. It would be nice if we could teach him to be a good person. Alright, anyway, so thanks for hanging out in this absolutely crazy stream. I'm going to post the recording of this on my junk channel.